love this format so far, and we're almost at Diamond. I went 5-3 with the deck I thought was slightly better than that, but that was mostly the fault of Cosima the World Serpent, if I'm getting that name right. So hopefully we're not going to face so many of those in this league, which I'm going to do what you're probably not supposed to do and just start with a deck I've already built, but hey, it'll give us some warm-up time as people come onto the stream, and yeah, we got a 4-color snow deck here. Should be visible in Cardboard Live. And we'll see how this goes. So far, won a match where Jorn just went off and gave us like 15 mana per turn. Lost a match where we got Warhorn blasted on turn 5 and I did some math wrong. So that was my fault. This hand is missing both red and green for Svella. I think we've got to put that one back. This hand has all the mana we could ever want, and it's got Redain. So pretty sure I'm down for this. And given that I have no creatures at the moment, I think we're going to put back the Snakeskin Veil. And just start with a nice Glacial Floodplain. If we hit a basic, we can just Rune of Flight next turn. First time playing with this card, it's pretty messed up, as you may already know. Ooh, no plays from the opponent on that turn. You love to see it. Hope they can't kill a Valkyria. Looks like they're also doing the 5-color snow thing, and that is a Varagoth, Bloodsky Sire. So we might just kill that. I don't like that one getting in. Just Blizzard Brawl? I like Blizzard Brawl. 3 Snowlands? Yes, indeedy. So, no to you. And I don't know what color this is going to be. Let's put that in the Mirror Lake for now. Probably green. Probably having double green is going to be worth it later. Elderfang Disciple. Rude. Alright, never mind. We don't actually need this mana. We've got all of our colors basically set up here. And that's a Frost Augur, which is great. I guess Redain could actually be pretty good like on the front end. Do I want to cast Redain and Frost Augur this turn and just try to beat my opponent down? That could be interesting. And yeah, Kevlar Man, not a lot of basics in this one. The archetype was open. What can I say? Valkyria is so busted. It's just so insane to have this card in play. But I am pretty tempted just to get aggressive and also to cast Augur this turn. And also making my opponent's Snowlands come into play tapped seems like it could be pretty useful. Really uncertain about this. Alright, let's try it. Let's cast this boy. Let's cast this boy. Get this down, start churning through our deck for some lands, get some aggro going. Can make the Doomscar fly with, and then we've got 2 flying threats. Ruin plus Augur, says Kevlar Man. That's an option too, I suppose. That's an option too. No! Alright, opponent's being super rude and taking all my cards away, but we do have a Frost Augur. And the 3 seasons I don't care about very much. Looks like they milled a Vorinclex. They're getting back 1 card next turn. So when you're like empty-handed, it's sometimes nice to use your Frost Augur at the beginning of the turn, because that way if you're drawing a spell, you probably won't hit it, and you'll get a spell, which is nice. And if you're about to draw a land, you'll kind of run through it. Alright, Kinseekers, that is going to come down on Human and get the Scry. I like that. So we're not going to want to trade off Doomscar Oracle right now. It's nice to know it's on top of our deck. We got double white, double blue. I'm just going to go for green off this. Opponent gets back a single Sculptor of Winter, which is fine. And then I guess they get to shuffle Vorinclex back into their deck, which is less fine. Alright, so Redain slowed down the binding. We still get to scry off Kinseekers, maybe look for a snow card we can hit. But it's going to be tricky, and Vorinclex is going to come out for us at some point. Thank you, Kinseekers. Do I swing with Doomscar Oracle? Kinseekers is pretty much running around unopposed on this board right now. But I kind of don't hate the idea of trading the Oracle here. Makes it less likely it can gang block the Kinseekers. Yeah, I'll send in. This is going to be an interesting game. Really depends on how many giant bombs are in their snow deck versus ours. We've got the Augur going, but Elderfang Disciple is a really strong card to have in these mirrors. We definitely missed the cards we lost. At least it's nice to know that even if we'd had the shield down, Vorinclex was going to beat our head in at some point this game. Shield wouldn't have mattered too much. These snow mirrors are so interesting. It's always really about what bombs your opponent's going to pop up with next. Unfortunately, our deck is not that bomb heavy. Looks like our opponent threw a bunch of stuff back into our deck. I guess they were looking to put non-snow stuff back, which kind of makes sense. Icebind Pillar is very annoying. Sure. But it looks like our opponent's basically out of stuff. They shuffled their Vorinclex back in. I didn't see what else they shuffled back in. I probably should have paid more attention to that, but whatever. Okay, we got Frost Augur drawing us cards regularly, which is lovely. Alright, could have used it on upkeep. I should probably start setting an upkeep stop to do that. It is nice that we get to have mana up for the Troll plus the Augur. Opponent's got to deal with 2 threats now. Just going to be about how fast they find Vorinclex or how fast they have some other broken thing. Cinderheart Giant. Okay, that's strong, but not insurmountable. We're at 24. 24, have an Icehide Troll that can basically menace this thing. We're getting cards off of the Augur. So I am going to use this on upkeep, I think. I guess if I hit an... I could just use Mirror Lake this turn. I could use Mirror Lake this turn and make another copy of Kinseekers. Well, I'll hold up that ability. That might be useful. Or I can make another Outrider. That also seems kind of good. I assume Troll's getting tapped. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. Yeah, here's a 5/5. Enjoy. And you're going to make... Sadly, I'm not playing my Path to the World Tree because I had 0 black cards, and it didn't seem worth playing an entire swamp in the deck with just 2 Shimmerdrift Fails potential black sources. Got double white, got double green, got triple green. I'll make blue, I suppose. I don't need double red for anything. I could maybe bluff something by naming black, but that's too fancy for me. Y'all know me, that's too fancy for me. Glittering Frost. Well, that I don't care too much about. Let's got yourself a Starnheim unleashed in there. Avalanche Collar. Okay, I care a little more. I care a little more, but we've still got good defenses up for sure. An opponent is also playing defense, but I'm the one with a Frost Augur, but they're the one with a Vorinclex, so gonna be interesting to see what happens. Okay. So Mirror Lake is still turned on. Let's go ahead and use the Augur. Do I have anything that gets rid of Cinderheart Giant? I have my own Icebind Pillar, I think. I might be thinking of a different... Oh, okay, I've got a Broken Wings. That's going to be really good. Being able to just shatter my opponent's pillar. This is my first time main decking the card in the format, and I've actually been pretty happy with it. Just going to be about if they can find Vorinclex soon, though. Avalanche Collar is Carter Doomscourge. Well, that's bad. That's not good at all. So we're going to lose somebody. Not that fun. And they've got access to two of the lands off Avalanche Collar. Yeah, we're probably going to die. Unfortunately, probably going to die. Okay, let's see if I find something good. Doomscar Oracle. Yeah, not especially good. What Carter has? Carter is pretty good, yeah. Definitely Definitely a solid one. Alright, do I want to kill this thing now? I think I just want to Mirror Lake my 5/5. Gets to be a 6/6, which means it can stop the giant, kind of. This next turn's going to hurt, though. No lie, this next turn's going to hurt. We might be just dead to the Avalanche Caller. I haven't even counted. In fact, we're almost certainly dead to the Avalanche Caller, huh? Yeah, I'm going to assume we're pretty dead to the Avalanche Caller. Okay. Okay. Yeah, our deck is on the lower power side for a snow deck. We really depend on kind of our early legends coming out and getting us some value, but our opponent went over the top of us a bit there. Ascendant Spirit. Yeah, this is the card that I was happy to have drafted. I'm interested to try it. I don't know. We haven't actually drawn it yet in this league. But hey, if we lose fast, we at least get to draft again fast. So far, I've been doing pretty well in the format. A lot of 7 wins. I think more 7s than not. Mostly 5-color snow, one particular black-white token deck that was the best deck I've ever seen in the format from anybody. Watching what happens to the snow decks and how possible it is to get them is going to be really interesting this format. I feel like people are still passing cards too late. Alright, so green and white mana, we are on the draw. If I hit red or blue mana, this hand looks pretty good, so I'm going to keep it. See if I do hit red or blue mana, or if I just die quickly and draft again. Or any mana, with Yorn out. With Jorn out, any mana is pretty good. This thing! Alright. You can have Frost Peak Yeti. Frost Peak Yeti is silly. Horizon Seeker. Alright. Any untapped land, and we are in business. Come on. This is great, because then I can say it wasn't a greedy keep if I die. I just, kept a 2-lander and missed. So that works. Yeah, sure. Any land. Well, why is it giving me like an option like I can do something? What does it think I can do? This is white, this is green. Blizzard Brawl, I really can't do anything. I guess it's just oh, I see. That's nice. It automatically hides. Like, I think it automatically sets a stop so my opponent doesn't know this Foretell card can't be cast. That'd be kind of nice if that's what they were doing. Gonna need to find mana soon. Real soon. That, yeah, I think this was not a keep that was destined to succeed. I guess, yeah, that's my first 1-3 in the format. I think it's my first time with a losing record. But this will happen. This will happen sometimes. All right, that's we drew Glacial Floodplain. All right, that's enough for me. Okay, Agent Conundrum, is that what it is? That's good to know. All right, well, time to draft. See if we can just get to Diamond now. I liked that deck too, but I did not like that draw. That draw was real bad. And that wasn't, I mean, the hand was shaky in some way, but like, as it turned out, all we needed was the 3rd land on turn 3 or turn 4 to have, I mean, not that we were necessarily beating Furge's Retribution, to be fair, but just need to get a little better. So yeah, generally I go into drafts assuming, with the Sam Black mindset of assuming I'm probably going to be some kind of snow deck, but open to doing other things. But usually just taking the best card out of each of the first few packs and seeing where we go. And it looks like Egon, God of Death is... I guess I don't actually know how good this is. I assume it's pretty good. I assume it's pretty good. It might not be great, but it's like so hard for it to be bad. Like, there's a world where we could just take Behold the Multiverse or Rune of Might or something like that. But this is like in a non-central snow color too. Also feels like casting early Throne of Death might actually kill us. Yeah, maybe we just don't do this one. I just take Behold the Multiverse. This card's very good. I think it's harder for this card to be bad than for Egon to be bad. Do I like Behold over Rune of Might? I think I do. The runes, I mean, obviously Rune of Might is less powerful than Behold the Multiverse on its face. But the fact that, like, Rune Crown exists, and tends to go pretty late sometimes. Does make the runes a little bit more tempting for me to pick up early. Anyway, somebody passed us Waking the Trolls. I think this card is a gigantic bomb, and I'm going to take it. Like, you do have to build your deck a little bit around, you know, surviving long enough to do this, but once you do it, it feels pretty hard to die. Like, yeah, hard to imagine a card I would take over this that's not a rare. I mean, what do you mean by hate, Kevlar, man? Obviously, all the runes are pretty solid playables. The green one might be the worst one. Yeah, green and red are not as good as the other three, but I don't know. I've had a couple of, like, Rune Master decks or whatever, and that's been pretty nice. All right, so there's a Glittering Frost. There's an Ice Tunnel. So these are the cards that point us. These are, like, the two cards I'm considering right now because they point us in this kind of multicolor, snowy direction. It has felt like people are passing a lot of snowlands around generally in this format. And with Awakening the Trolls, I'm like, obviously Glittering Frost doesn't count as a land for Awakening the Trolls, but it helps you cast it earlier, which is very good. So I'm kind of torn between these. I think in a vacuum I'll just take the Tunnel. When it's close, I tend to just err on the side of taking snowlands. We do have a Behold the Multiverse. We're going to be playing blue, I think. And now we got Rimewood Falls, Icehide Troll, Behold the Multiverse. This card is just about the best snow duel. This versus second Behold is tricky. I think, again, I'm on the side of just taking the land. The more lands you take early, the better your pack 2 and 3 get to be. Like, I love Icehide Troll, Horizon Seeker, Lindworm. Like, I'd be happy taking any of these for the deck eventually, but Rimewood Falls is just really good. And now there's a Path to the World Tree and a Marite of the Frost. Oh, and a Shimmer Fail. This pack's really good. These cards are better than the ones I've been passing. Like, I want to take one of these. Yeah, people pass Snowlands way too much. Full agree. Marite, Path to the World Tree. Marite, Path to the World Tree. Dang, these cards are both just really strong uncommons. I think I'm going to take Path. This card's been very easy to use for me. Marite can copy the Saga if you happen to cast that one and then still have a Marite in your hand. I'm just going to take Path to the World Tree here. I like the fact that this just fixes you on early turns. That's been very good for me. Grab Frost Augur. Yeah, this is nice. We're sort of setting up all the enablers we need. And now I'll just take a Lindworm, I think. Second 6-drop, which is a little bit thing to watch out for. Like, I'm definitely going to want to look hard at Glittering Frosts in the future, but certainly better than Broken Wings or any of this other stuff. And now Runamite Wheels? No. Okay, this is a Runamite. So if nobody took this one, it's quite possible nobody took the one in the other pack. So maybe I just grab a Snow Plains here. For Path of the World Tree, you want at least one of each Snow Basic, usually. Yeah, I'll just take a Snow Plains. Again, also just sets us up to play whatever we want later. Would love to get some early defensive cards at some point for a deck like this. I actually come down a little bit on Frost Augur since I started playing this format. Godsall Guardian is actually kind of playable in decks like these, but with a Snow Island, you'll just take your on-color Snowland for sure. I'd be curious to see what Sam Black would think of this draft if he had made different choices. Particularly curious about how highly he ranks Behold the Multiverse versus stuff like the on-color Snow Duels. But yeah, I expect us to get some good activated ability lands. Chat, is there a catchy name? Rizaleo, I wouldn't say I'm super comfortable with the format yet. I'm like mostly dialed in on trying a bunch of different kinds of snow decks and seeing which ones, how that archetype works. Like, I don't think I've drafted a single green-black elfie type deck. I guess I drafted one green-black elfie type deck, but that's it. Alright, so now we've got our Snow Swamp. This is nice because it's fetchable off Path of the World Tree. Grizzled Outrider is pretty good, but I care much less about this card once I've got these 2 6-drops already. I'm just going to take the Snow Swamp. Keller Man, I've drafted a lot off stream. I've drafted considerably more than that off stream, I will say. So, have some experience in the format. Death Knell Berserker. Alright, we'll take Gates of Istfell. I'm not sure we're going to be able to support this one, but I think it's better. Alright, now we get Icehide Troll, which is an incredible reward. Chaos Energy, I've drafted. I had a Naya equipment deck. It wasn't like hardcore red-white equipment tribal, but it had like 4 equipment and was sort of trying to do that thing. Like, I agree with Deathsea that the treasure-making pick card is underrated. Basically love having that card in any kind of deck that's not like a really slow snow deck. I've had exactly one green-black deck, exactly one blue-white foretold deck, against exactly one like black-white double spell deck. Mostly just been drafting snow piles, which this is the kind of deck I like in every format. Yeah, Colorman, I think what I mean is for the pick to work, you have to have something you can actually equip it to an attack. So if I have a couple Sculptor of Winter or something like that, or like random, 2/2s, then sure thing. I think without that, I'm a little more reluctant. All right, I love Seize the Spoils here. Love that this casts my Waking the Trolls early. So things we're looking for here would be like Snow Mountains. Ooh, Broken Wings. All right, well, with this archetype, you're really hoping to get paid off by opening like rare bombs. In Search of Greatness is not that, and there is in fact basically nothing in this pack that makes me excited. Which means we're probably just going to grab Snow Forest. Like, buying the monster is acceptable. Way down is kind of acceptable, not very good in our deck because we have almost no creatures. Both of these critters are fine. I assume one of them is going to wheel. Take Snow Forest, but this is about when I start like looking at spells much more closely in Snowlands. For example, Crippling Fear. Well, this is a bomb. It's double black, so hard to use. But it's a giant bomb, and I'm going to take it over Sculptor of Winter, even though at first I saw the Sculptor of Winter and was very happy. So, snap up Crippling Fear. I've not really played Seize the Spoils in a deck that was happy about it yet, but this might be the one. Okay, well, I'll also take this bomb. Sorry, Behold, Pick, Sinkhole, nice to see all of you, but... yeah, it's also possible. I didn't even have time to really think about the rest of the pack because I was just snapping up this Crippling Fear so hard. And now we've got a second Rimewood Falls, which is still a good duel for us. There's also Narfi. Narfi is going to be extremely consistent in coming back. It is another slow card in our Dirtle deck already. But it's not like another... I'm going to put Gates of Istval back for now. Let's not think about that too much. Or don't have any white cards yet. Yeah, Narfi's great. Let's take Narfi. So this is really like our top end is almost settled at this point. Like, especially with Cosima being another thing that just comes out late and destroys people. So... much more down to take like random 2/2s. Would love a Replicating Ring if someone wants to give me a Replicating Ring or a Frost or something. The black 0/4 would also be nice to see right now, whatever that one's called. Can never remember the name. Alright. Doomscar Titan. Someone will have fun with that, but it's not our card. Alright, so this is interesting. Curious in people's perspective on this pick. So, not going to take Firewalker. Red is a light splash for our deck at the moment. I kind of like Mists of Lityara. This card is a lot less impressive, I think, than people were maybe expecting it to be because equipment's around, there's creatures used as sack fodder sometimes, but just as a way to say like no to an opponent's 2-drop, I kind of am fine with this. Just slowing down people's early beats seems really good. There was also a Snow Island in the pack, which might easily have been the pick. But I don't know, I'm a little worried now that we're midway through pack 2 of ending up with absolutely nothing to do early. Good to have your support, Kevlar Man. And, ooh, Shepherd of the Cosmos. That's strong, but it would be our first white card. Priest of the Haunted Edge, that's the name of this card. Alright, so we got... this is interesting. Our mana base is looking like it leans kind of Sultai with a light red splash, and so far no need for white mana outside of Path of the World Tree, which we can play with a single Snow Plains. Shepherd's nice, but we have basically nothing to get back with it at the moment. I think I'm just going to take the Priest. In this deck, Priest is going to read just, like, kill something. We've already got Crippling Fear, so I feel less need for Crush the Weak. Wow, these packs have been garbage. Probably not Vold Recluse, just in the interest of having a creature that can block. Yeah, again, Crush the Weak. Not looking to play a ton of red if I can help it. Okay, now I picked up some more early defense. I could use some snow duels. This is not going to be workable for us. Godsalt Guardian might be fine. Pick up a few more white sources before the day's done. Could grab a Snow Swamp. Could grab Berg Strider. This is expensive. Depart the Realm. I think I'll grab the Snow Swamp here. Depart the Realm was tempting over there, but... Alright, now we got Grizzled Outrider, Recruiter, Way Down, Bind the Monster. Down for Bind over Outrider, I think. And Jollyfly, man, this is a pretty normal snow draft. And I wouldn't say I was necessarily forcing the nonsense. The nonsense just kind of came to us. Arnie Slays the Troll is cute, but we just don't have anything to do with this early. I'm just going to snag the Priest. Like, we don't need that kind of value. We've got a couple of value cards that are crushingly powerful on their own. Snowfield Sinkhole is lovely. Gives us a little bit more white we can play. So right now we're looking for Sculptors, looking for Replicating Rings, looking for Crippling, or Glittering Frost. Way down. How many creatures are we on right now? We're on 8 creatures. Way down's still fine. I suppose it's better than Longboat at least. Don't know if we'll play it, but this one is nice with Priest of the Haunted Edge for sure. It's an easy way to get a creature in the graveyard early and kill a couple things on a key turn. And sure, Grizzled Outrider, might play that. Yeah, this curve is not looking as bad as I was afraid it was going to look. Interesting. All right, so we've got ourselves a double white card that is good, but not quite a bomb. So I don't think we can do Sigrid. Don't think that's where we're heading. And instead, we're kind of choosing between Volatile Fjord, which makes one of our good colors and one of our kind of splashy colors, versus Shimmerdrift Veil. I think Shimmerdrift is better than Fjord here, especially since we're much more likely to table Fjord. Sorry to hear, Kevlar Man. I can see how that would happen. Somebody took a rare. Sad. Elven Bow is fine. Jarl, Rootless Yew. Okay, so this is like a 5/4 for 5 that fetches a Lindworm when it dies. Only Lindworm. But that's probably good enough. There's also Alpine Meadow, which is really like, we don't have any white cards right now, so I'm really, this is not actually a dual land for us. It's not very good. Jarl and Coma's Faithful are both fine as defensive cards too. This is a close call. Maybe Jarl? Maybe you? Actually, let's take Elven Bow. Never mind. Changed my mind. Elven Bow giving reach to just like random creatures has actually been great for me. Yeah, all the equipment are pretty good. And now we get Svella, so easy Svella. We do not have much red yet, but this card is just so absurd. You just need make 1 red mana at 1 point somehow to cast it. I think it's worth it. There is a Feed the Serpent, so it is possible if we want to be a little bit more modest with our mana, we could just cut Seize the Spoils, cut Waking the Trolls, and just play, take Feed the Serpent here, but I'm not drafting on stream to do that kind of thing. We're taking Svella. Second Lindworm, Iron Verdict is not super castable. Kinseekers, another Snow Forest. So we've got Frost Augur and Icehide Troll and Narfi, I guess. But I think we have enough random snowlands. I don't really want to burn this pick on a forest unless there's nothing good in the pack. This is almost okay, but not quite. Do I want to take a second bind, maybe? This is tough. Second Lindworm? Is that crazy? Yeah, this is a tough pick. I don't really know what to do. I'm just going to take the battle because it's rare. Look at the gems at least. There was probably some better pick for us there. Fortunately, my poor aching brain gets saved by the pack mate. We're going to put this battle back. I don't know what that pack was. And now we got a Morite. I think we are honor bound to take Morite. Or Struggle, actually. Struggle... Is it just Struggle? Nah, Morite is insane. We're not going to get that combo probably, but, you know, if we do, chat, if we do, wouldn't be bad. And hey, a Snow Mountain. Yeah, that was my question too, which is why I took Morite instead. Yep, definitely Snow Mountain. Fetchable with the Path to the World Tree, which is nice. And what are we at currently? We're at 10 lands, 21 good playables that I'm happy with. So are we taking Frost Peak Yeti here, which is not a good playable, but is acceptable. Definitely still not looking like a Gates of Istfell deck. We could just take a second way down. Much harder to use the second one of these, I guess. We've got... I didn't even know how many creatures we have. I'll just take the Yeti. It's not good, but it'll do in a pinch. 13 creatures, yeah, so I think second way down would have been pretty risky. Love a Priest, though. Love a Priest. If we could pick up one or two more random snowlands, I'm pretty happy at this point. Jarl is also... actually, with 3 Priests, do I want the second way down more? I can see second way down, actually. Not sure. Haven't really tried, like, the heavy way down version of this deck yet. And Godsall Guardian comes in off of almost nothing. Yeah, be happy if the mana in this deck were a little better. Kinseekers is fine. This is, like, nice if you can get it down with double Priest. Horizon Seeker, that's a late gift. Follow the Imposter. Still don't really want us to be splashing white if I can help it. It is an uncommon, though, so I'll take it for the Vault Progress. More new player detected. Alright, so this deck is... The mana's definitely worse than I wanted. People... It felt like the deck was getting cut. Like, we didn't see a single Glittering Frost after that, like, pack 1, pick 2 or whatever. We weren't seeing stuff like Replicating Ring. We weren't seeing a ton of Snow Duels late. We were not seeing some of the things we wanted to see. So that's interesting. It does make us kind of struggle to figure out how ambitious we want to be. So... See, the Spoil is definitely not. We're not going to play, splash the card that is meant to like enable us to cast our cards. Waking the Trolls seems pretty important. I don't want to cut this. Waking the Trolls is the best card in our deck. And if we've got like one... We've got Horizon Seeker, Path to the World Tree, Behold the Multiverse, Shimmerdrift Veil, which can come down on red. Actually, it's nice that Shimmerdrift Veil comes down on red. We're pretty much never going to need it to be white, and we have our other colors reasonably well covered. So let me cut a... I'm going to cut a mountain for a forest here. The question is, do I play Svella? Svella's great, but is less powerful later in the game than something like Waking the Trolls is. Although not by much, I guess, because her ability is so strong. But all the same, maybe I want to be a little bit more modest than that. Yeah, maybe we just cut Svella. We're just running Waking the Trolls, the single Snow Mountain, the single Snow Plains, and the rest of our lands are basically dedicated to making our actual core colors. What's the other cut here? We got Frostpeak Yeti and Yara Kinseekers, which are kind of our two awful 4-drops. So those kind of stand out. Of these two cards, one of them... So this is fetchable by Frost Augur. This one does not die to Crippling Fear, though. I guess we can just name Yeti, and probably this doesn't die to Crippling Fear either, but it's nice to be able to, you know, name Troll or name Spider or whatever if we have multiple creatures out. 2/4 just blocks a lot better than a 3/3 in this format. I'm down to try this. So we got Frostdogger with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 snow permanents. It's a good number. As for the mana base, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 black sources. And 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 green sources. Mana is a little messy. Mana's a little messy. Yeah, we don't have nearly as many snow duels as I was supposed to. This mana base is not great. Is there ever a world where I cut Waking the Trolls? If I did that, I'd have to cut Path to the World Tree if I'm not playing red anymore, and then I'm running, like, what, Frostpeak Yeti Run Ashore? Which is not very exciting. Well, I suppose with most of our hands we will cast, like, some of our cards. So maybe I should just, we got Path to the World Tree, which is kind of fixing adjacent. I could cut Snow Plains and just splash Path to the World Tree off of a sinkhole. No, having the basics is important because we've also got Horizon Seeker. Okay, I think I probably cut 1 island for 1 forest just because we've got Path and Seeker, which both really reward us having early green. And while it's nice to be able to cast like an early Mist or early Cosima, I think I just like without green the deck is going to not function a lot of the time. Try this. I would rate this snow deck as like a C+. Good bombs, but I've had decks that like had bombs of similar power level and were much more consistent. Okay, so this works. Shimmerdrift Veil doing the Lord's work. Hey, iPhone fan. Doing all right today. Let's start with a nice Ice Tunnel. Save the Veil. We might want this to be a second black source. We might want it to be a white source, depending on what we draw here. So, opponent's also doing the snow thing. Good to know we can just kill the Sculptor before that goes too crazy with Glittering Frost or whatever. Does mean that stuff like Crippling Fear and Way Down will be less powerful, though. I guess the snow deck probably gets a bit worse in best of 3. Because, like, you're spending so many of your, like, playable sideboard card picks on things like Snowlands. Ouch! Okay, so opponent's got a strong-looking start over there. Spirit of the Elder Guard is pretty scary. We have a couple of creatures that can tangle with it, so it's not going to kill us by itself, but would really have wanted one of these. So I'm just going to kill... So in a couple of turns, I can use this just to kill Spirit of the Elder Guard. The question is, do I want to do that or I just want to kill Sculptor of Winter right now? I think the answer is Sculptor of Winter. It also takes a point of power off of the Spirit. It's a close call because there's a good chance Priest could just block the Spirit. Hey, or in fact, I have not yet. At some point, I am going to... At some point, I'll probably try that in the course of doing my testing for the upcoming F2K tournament. But I've not done so yet. Alright, so if opponent doesn't have a snow permanent, we at least get to block the Spirit. Cast Frostdogger next turn, followed up with, like, Outrider into Lindworm. Hope that our opponent's snow deck doesn't come with anything too scary before we can start drawing our bombs. Cosima, Waking the Trolls, Narfi, that sort of thing. Nope. Alright, we are not blocking Spirit. Opponent did not attack with Spirit, which is a blessing. Waking the Trolls is going to be great when that comes down. Don't have any idea. I guess they just missed that Spirit was going to get bigger, so they just auto-passed. We'll take that. Okay, so Veil could be white, which sets up Path to the World Tree, but it actually doesn't need to be that because Path to the World Tree can get a Plains. So I'm just going to go green so I can cast Lindworm. Yeah, the deck looks really fun, in fact, I'm sure I enjoy playing it. I miss, like, the Wish aspect, but... I mean, the deck just looks strong. It's an obvious combination. Take Showdown, slam it into Gruul with your Shepherds of the Flock. Okay, opponent's coming in hard. The question is, are they going to be able to beat Waking the Trolls? We're going to take a lot of damage before we get to answer that question, but we'll see. Would love one land soon. Okay, opponent's deck is looking real clean. Avalanche Caller can also protect their snowlands from Waking the Trolls, which is pretty irritating. I mean, I don't think people underrate Showdown anymore, Kevlar Man. It's a good card. It was obviously a good card from the time it was previewed. It is, I mean, if you've read it, it's a banned card. It's the same as a banned card, which is pretty nice. All right, super happy we just get to trade with that. Ice-Hide Troll did not pump, so my opponent's got something to cast here. I wonder what it is. Don't want them to cast something big and scary, but on the other hand, I don't mind them tapping off of Avalanche Colors. Oh. Well, that was excellent timing on the Masked Vandal. You love to see that timing, chat. You love to see that timing. And, okay, they do not have Avalanche Caller up, so we get to just go ahead and Wake the Trolls on them. And follow up with a Lindworm, which should mean we won't die the turn after. This is 2 mana. They cannot activate this. This is, I guess, Demon Bolt. So it's going to be a close call. They got a good aggressive turn with Avalanche Caller next turn, but yeah, definitely just taking Rimewood Falls. It seemed okay. I actually played a couple of games in a recent league where, like in the same league, where somebody would cast this and then it would just, there would be no creatures in the graveyard and it just wouldn't work because we weren't playing those types of games. So next turn, opponent can activate Avalanche Caller, swing for 10? I might die, actually. Like 10 even with me blocking the land. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to die, unfortunately. Going to probably depend what I can rip here, but it's not looking good. Morite of the Frost. Does that do anything? Copies Waking the Trolls, I'm just dead? Yeah, unfortunately we play this, go to 7, and they just kill me. Alright, well. Opponent had a good snow deck. I mean, they just curved out on us. What can I say? We got curved out on by the opposing snow deck. That's brutal. Avalanche Caller was really strong for them.
That's the goal.
Guess we really just needed a way down at some point or something. Kill the Caller. Or we need to be on the play, realistically. Waking the Trolls is much better on the play. Yeah, definitely keep this. We're at least not getting run over by aggro, and Path to the World Tree is going to be great in any kind of longer game. Snow-covered plains, nice. So we're just going to get a Snow Swamp off this, I think. So I guess we only have the one Snow Mountain. So maybe... Actually, much better get the Snow Mountain here. We're very likely to hit a Black Source at some point. Okay, Lindworm will eventually do something. If my opponent slams like a wolf, I'm just going to Mists it. Be mana efficient. Not Vold Recluse. Sorry, do I miss that thing? Yeah, I think so. Just in the name of mana efficiency. Plus, I've got Bind the Monster to take out some small flyer, so I'm not going to need Mist for that. I can just draw my own Not Vold Recluse then. That's interesting. Am I casting that or casting Kinseekers? So, on the one hand, this is more mana efficient. On the other hand... Recluse can attack for some damage next turn. It's very unlikely we're going to get this to be anything better than a 2-4 for 4. Let's play Kinseekers. Means I can go Recluse plus Bind next turn if my opponent plays something I want, like an Augury Raven that I want to get rid of right away. think this deck really wants to do is just be playing Kosama on turn 3. We have not been good at that yet. Love Grizzled Outrider, though. So things are good here. Black sources. Behold the Multiverse, Cosima. Waking the Trolls will be good later, if you can find it. Horizon Seeker is not bad. Opponent just missing land drops is great. Behold the Multiverse, perfect. Okay, so they could have Mammoth Growth, which I don't mind. Show it to me if you have it. There's any number of other things they could also have. Okay, Bow I'm not interested in. Marite we can't cast, so I think I'm just going to bottom both of these. Like, they're not bad cards, but I just need to hit land so I can get Path to the World Tree going. Such as this one. Lovely. So we're now one land of any color off of just activating Path to the World Tree. In retrospect, I guess we kind of wasted that Mists of Liara. But I don't think I regret the play. There's the Demon Bolt. Cool. Love my 2/4 trading for that. The Sneaky Swamp Jarl. Nah, just that. Works for me, bro. Works for me. So chat, aside from like 5-color snowy stuff, what archetypes have you been enjoying the most in this format? Has anything seemed like underrated to you or just generally really sweet? Okay, that should do the trick. We're just going to get this game over with in a hurry. They don't even have snowlands. But we don't care. Is this an elf bear? No, it's an elf warrior. Chat, this should be an elf bear. I should be able to cast Crippling Fear on bear, and this should not get hit because that is a bear. I think my favorite draft in the format has just been seeing Deathsea draft 5 copies of Tormentor's Helm. Yeah, Kellerman, what cards are especially good in blue-black Dirtle that... And I guess the question I have about any Dirtle archetype in this format, does it feel like the blue-black Dirtle can keep up pretty well with the snow decks? Are you like playing main deck Disdainful Stroke and that kind of thing? Yeah, blue-green Changeling, Mist of Liara, I had a great deck with Mist of Liara. Or not Mists, whatever it's called. Reflections of Liara. Ooh, Trickster God's Heist. Okay, okay. Picking up what you're putting down, Kevlar Man. Yeah, I have had 2 Reflections in play at the same time before, and that was nice. This hand's also nice. Great early defense. Crippling Fear looking pretty castable. Yeah, I really like that this survives this. Yeah, my best deck in this format was just black-white with 3 copies of Clarion Spirit and a bunch of, like, Village Rites, Rise the Daughter sort of stuff. Okay, Horizon Seeker. Am I just killing that? Am I just killing this? I don't really want this to get off a Boast for free. Yeah, this card kind of irritates me. We're getting rid of it. Alright, well, I'm glad that despite the lands not cooperating yet, we have a ton of cheap removal. So green-white stuff, not gonna bring us down. Okay, that's going to get rid of the troll. Do I just block this thing? Given that my troll's dying in 2 turns, I might just block this thing. That way they also don't get the token when I Crippling Fear eventually. Yeah. Fine by me. Path to the World Tree, looking excellent here. So I get second Island for Marite, I could get second Swamp for Crippling Fear. I've got 2 pieces of removal, so I think this might just be second Island, except for the Swamps are Snowlands, which is nice. Is it? I guess I've already lost my Troll. Then Marite gets to be a second copy of Path to the World Tree if I really want, which is funny. What's the thing my opponent could really beat me with? If they play something with more than 3 toughness, that could be rough. I'll take the Swamp. Yeah, I played a red-black deck that I thought was awful, but turned out pretty good in the end. So that was nice. Alright, now Marite gets to pass the World Tree. That was a great draw. I am just going to go ahead and bind the Kolvori. Yeah, there's a real chance this has like good hits in their deck. I'm going to bind it. Get out of here. Oh yes, Kevlarman, you don't need to tell me Snowy... I mean, Icy Manipulator was better than most rares in Dominaria, so... It's the same concept here. Okay, opponent slowly running stuff out that I can kill. Waking the trolls. Okay, so Marite comes down. I think we're pretty safe to... Yeah, if we just like play this, copy Path to the World Tree, we get to cast Mists plus Crippling Fear next turn. And I think we are in business. Waking the Trolls is looking redundant here. This card's probably not quite as strong as I like to think it is. Aside from in the Snow Mirrors, where it seems ridiculous. We still have yet to draw Cosima. So the nice thing here is that our opponent thinks with this setup, of course, that we're going to start sacrificing Path to the World Trees. So they are kind of incentivized to throw out a bunch of creatures to try and get around how much value these are going to get. For example... okay. So this is a little sad because I can never kill it with Crippling Fear, but I'm just going to Crippling Fear, hold up Mists, and then we've got probably a pretty safe run. So we just need to name a card type that is not Human, Warrior, or Pegasus. Is an Atheist, were you having resolution problems before? The camera setup has not changed at all. Alright, so we cast Crippling Fear, we leave up blue. This is good, so we're just going to name... Assembly Worker, sure. Creatures that aren't of the chosen type. That is what this card does. Chat, sorry, I should have asked you, chat, what card type we were supposed to name. I'll ask you next time. Okay, Bredegard Stronghold. Not impressing me too much. So, do I just wake the trolls? They could kill me with, like, double Mammoth Growth or, like, Glorious Protector here. I guess I'm supposed to just wait. I could just path now also. Alright, I'm just gonna actually path. This is silly. Just get rid of this thing, gain some life. If they have a pump spell, they have to use it now. We don't want to trash talk our opponent. I'm sure they're plenty brave. Old Growth Troll. Okay. That one gets misted pretty well. Ooh, another Fall of the Imposter. Never mind. Can't mist it quite as well as I was hoping. Do I wake the trolls now? If I wake the trolls, kill the Stronghold, what do they have to do? They have to, like, kill my bear. If they have, like, Struggle for Skemfar, I go to 2. Or do I just dram like Priest plus Narfi, and then I just have plenty of blockers and I'm fine? Priest does not kill Troll quite, which is unfortunate. I guess Priest plus Way Down kills Troll, which is good enough for me. Okay, I'm just going to play it safe. Play a couple creatures out. Probably not going to get to wake the Trolls here, but that's fine. I guess if they have, like, a way to give this flying, like Raven Wings would be the thing that could get me. It's possible the correct play was actually Narfi hold up Mists of Liara, in case of something like that. I have lost to some pretty absurd, like, unlikely combinations of cards before, so I do try to be careful about this stuff. Ruined Crown, okay. You got a Rune of Flight. Rune of Might, that's okay. So Trample on the Troll. Oh, it says Trample anyway. Legit forgot this even has Trample anyway. Okay, so this is just going to be a clean double block, I think. Just to make sure we're not taking much damage. I can't kill the Troll right now. Are we going to lose? I don't think we're going to lose, but this thing's pretty big. It's pretty big. Yeah, it's just double block, take no damage. Actually, Priest... Never mind. Priest plus Way Down just kills this. Priest plus Way Down just kills this, and they're out of stuff. So I think I just go with this. I'm happy to use my Bear to prevent 2 damage, since my opponent's going to have no creatures left when this is all said and done. Actually, we are going to get the chance. We are going to be able to kill the land that they put this on, which is lovely, actually. So this, yeah, it's going to be a good turn. It's a good turn coming up for us. Assuming they don't have Mammoth Growth, but... Or a Snakeskin Veil. It'd have to be Snakeskin Veil. So I have to hope they don't have that. Right, 5 Snowlands. Yeah, by all rights, this should work. Let's see how it goes. Feels like they might have Snakeskin Veil, chat. Feels like they might have Snakeskin Veil. But, I think we're in for a penny and for a pound. We've got Mists of Liara, which keeps us vaguely alive if this gets veiled. No, this gets a counter, actually, so Mists of Liara not going to save us. Alright, chat, who's ready to die? I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. Show me. It hurts so good, chat. It hurts so good. That is really bad news for me. Okay, so I'm not actually dead. I can... Wow, was I supposed to cast this at some point? Could I have cast this and not died at some point? I feel like I was really supposed to cast this at some point. Yeah, I mean... You know what I freaking could have done? I could have cast Waking the Trolls to kill their land first. And hope that they didn't immediately cast the Snakeskin Veil. But if they did cast the Snakeskin Veil, I think I was dead. Alright, so I can cast Mists on this thing, which puts it down to 6 power. Can I do that and put out 2 blockers? I can. Like, I think we're dead. I don't think this is actually going to work to hold them back. They are going to get to exile one of my cards with this. But we'll see. Maybe there's a path. Troll is real strong, though. Troll's real strong. So even with Stronghold, they're 1 off of killing us. That's rough. That was our double past the World Tree game and everything. All right, show me the other Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, Mist's not as adequate here, I'll acknowledge. Path of the World Tree also getting kind of underwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Yeah. Alright, so can Hold the Multiverse get me anything? I don't have, like, Bounce in this deck. I don't have Bounce. I don't have anything that's going to be big enough to take this. I guess I could put another Priest in front of it. If I drew, like, 2 Priests. Alright, just for fun. Let's see what we can find. Well, neither of these is going to do anything. Yep. Alright. Well, that was a unfortunate sequence. That Snakes Can Veil card's pretty good, and it was kind of as I saw. Like we were able to kill all their small stuff, and the big thing just ruined us. I feel like there must have been a time when I could have safely cast Waking the Trolls and like not died, and I was probably just being really conservative that I never did it. Although I think I was at 7. I was at 7 after I cast Crippling Fear because their Glade Walker hit me. And if they cast Old Growth Spur the turn after that, maybe I never actually had a chance. Frustrating game. Do I keep this? Very expensive hand. I've got some removal. I'm on the play. I think I keep it. I can cast these if we get the land drops. So far, this card has been uncastable garbage. We've just been dead every time we were going to cast it. It's weird. Like I feel like our deck has a good amount of interaction in it. I just haven't been seeing it. Or hasn't been lining up well with what our opponents were doing. Hey! Cosima! 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 Yeah, baby. Alright, alright. Don't have poison the whatever. Poison the cup. Don't you dare poison the cup. Don't you dare do it. Don't you dare have it. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I know about you. I know about you not having poisoned the cup. What makes you think I don't know all about you in the way you don't have poisoned the cup? Ha 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 ha. So, we do, in fact, put a Void counter on it. Gotta remember how to use this card. Knock this thing down. Obviously, it doesn't stop the ability, but it's basically damage neutral because we can't put anything in front of it this turn. And we have a play for next turn and probably a play for the turn after. Okay, Big Troll. That is strong. That is strong. Crippling Fear. Unfortunately, not going to be able to kill the Troll. I do, in fact, put a Voyage counter on you. Slam Outrider. So Outrider at least lets me attack back and forth with the Troll a bit. And Lindworm is pretty good against the Troll right now. Ooh, strong stuff, strong stuff. That's probably going to get some more snow lands for them. So I just need a land. Just need a land to slam Lindworm. And do I just bring back Cosima right now? Do I just bring back Cosima right now? Nah. No, I'm not going to do it. We're going to put another Voyage counter on it. Does not look like a very good Crippling Fear matchup. So lands are insane. We will bring back Cosima with the next land we get, unless it's like red for Waking the Trolls. And super down to block Eyeside Troll. Okay. Priest of the Haunted Edge. Sure, that can kill Troll. Oh, it is going to have Death Touch next turn, so let's keep that in mind. Opponent doing the old count-to-count. Kevlar Man, what? Why are you talking about the Junk Troller type interaction? Oh, you mean the... Oh, you're just generally talking about getting 3 copies of the Snow Saga? Somebody probably will get it off once in the format ever. Ooh, interesting. Alright, so I assume we're getting a Struggle for Skemfar here. Okay, fine by me. So it now outgrows Priest of the Haunted Edge, so ideally we just draw a Snowland next turn, we really go off. Or my opponent just plays some small creature and I just kill their Troll and their small creature with Crippling Fear. Raven Wings. Alright, that's very scary. Okay, fortunately hit the forest, so we will just bring back Cosima now, as promised. Get a nice 3-card draw here. And this is only Snowlands. Crippling Fear we can name Human. So I will play Frost Augur. I guess we can Elven Bow the Cosima. Troll's going to be a 5/5 flyer. Just 2 to equip. Yeah, I guess this is just going to be... Okay, and we can kill the troll. We can kill the troll. And then we're getting closer and closer to hitting either our mountain or a Shimmerdrift Vale, of which we have 2 in the deck, or a Path to the World Tree. Any of those will cast Waking the Trolls, and right now we're well ahead on lands. But our opponent is a snow deck, and they got 5 cards in hand, so we'll see. Hey there, Handsome Samson. Hope you're having a good one. We certainly are. Oh, this is definitely going to be the time to... Oh, we might be too late. Yeah, we might be too late. See if we get to... Oh, we do get a Frost Augur and upkeep. Lovely. Will do. Okay. Does that even work? I think we... Oh, we have a... We got 4 creatures and none of them have overlapping creature types. That's pretty funny. Okay, so I think we'll just go ahead and... Ice Tunnel, Merc the Troll seems fine. We are doing very well for party. We had a cleric, a wizard, and a warrior. Yeah, we were about to have a full party with the Skin Seekers. Okay, our opponent might also have like a, whatever you call it, freaking Snakeskin Veil here. If Snakeskin Veil, this troll could be pretty annoying. That is very good. I am glad that didn't happen. Am I attacking with Cosima here? I guess so. This is going to get flying. I actually could just Crippling Fear and kill the spider right now. It's not crazy. Like attack with Cosima, then plant a Crippling Fear, because this thing, if they can remove Cosima, this thing still dies to Crippling Fear. I'll get in there. Happily chump this with the elf if it's going to attack, and if they put Raven Wings on it, that's going to constrain their mana. I do need to remember to have this upkeep stop for Augur. Masked Vandal coming down, going to kill the bow. That's fine. Actually, not super fine, because it does mean I can't stop their flyers anymore. Oh man, opponent. All right, opponent has found the secret to stopping Crippling Fear, which is playing double Changeling this turn. We've got ourselves an interesting fight ahead. Unless we just have that Snow Mountain way down. It's not bad, I guess. So if I kill the spider, Cosima gets to attack for free, right? If I kill the Glade Walker, Cosima can't attack for free. It's annoying because the spider's the only thing that dies to Crippling Fear. But this still feels like the thing to do. Just get pretty aggressive, given that I can't stop the Raven Wings anymore. We'll try it. Hopefully they don't have Snakeskin Veil. Definitely some interesting, awkward games so far. And yeah, not much else to do. I wonder if it was worth actually casting Crippling Fear a couple turns ago to kill Spider and Outrider. This thing is making all their creatures bigger, which is meaningful. Maskwood Nexus. Yeah, alright. Opponent has officially completely turned off Crippling Fear as a magic card, which is, I guess it's just like they cast a discard spell on it, so it's not too bad, but it is annoying. Alright, rip the land, that's good. Ripped Morite, that seems interesting. Does it do anything? So Morite can be a Lityara Kinseekers, which means it comes in as a 5/7 that scries. Cosima still attacks for free, which is actually great. So we'll start with that. Like, it turns out maybe just the 5/7 just destroys our opponent by itself, and we do get to cast another 5/7 this turn. Which I enjoy. Are you talking about Snakeskin Veil, Kevlar Man? Because so far that has been my experience, I will admit. We almost got to live the Waking the Troll's Dream, but our very bad mana has in fact punished us. Okay, this is a mountain in 2 turns. Do I want a mountain in 2 turns? I think I've currently got, what, 19 cards in the library? 19 cards left in my deck. I think with Augur, especially, be able to go through a Snowland, I'm going to bottom this. I'm definitely not waiting for it. I'm definitely casting their 5/7. Definitely casting their 5/7. I think I just hold the Swamp. Like, the discard 2 card is a magic card, and I would rather lose these 2 than lose Waking the Trolls, which is potentially going to be a big way to win. This is only making 2/2s. Cinderheart, okay. Large and in charge there. So that stops the 5/7's cold, and we were at a bit of a standstill. Narfi. Narfi seems good. Narfi seems very good. And slowly rolling through cards that are not what we need. Okay, so Narfi makes this a 6/8, which can then attack and forces a block from Cinderheart Giant. But then Cinderheart Giant kills something at random. Which, if it's Cosima, would be very sad. But then our opponent's still at 4, facing down a whole bunch of creatures. I mean, I'm definitely playing Narfi, so we'll start there. I think I'm down to get... So I can... Yeah, I think I'm down to get Giant out of the way. It's just I've got so many creatures it could hit. If it hits Narfi, I just get to bring Narfi back immediately with the Snow Swamp. Okay, sure. Also just can't let them have a 7 power flyer. Okay, that works for me. That works for me, bro. Now we'll play the Snowland so I can block with Narfi. Upkeep, stop. Another little Spooter. Was it, Kevlar Man? Was it? We had 5 attackers. They had 3 blockers. We put them to... I guess we put them to 1. I just feel like putting them to 1 is not exceptionally meaningful. That's a good card to draw. I like that one. Yeah, you might be right, Kevlar Man. I'm just always wary of tricks in this format, perhaps too wary. Okay, Snow Island. So we're putting these back. I just want red. Sorrel's Packmate. There's a red source. Okay, that's very good. So we swing with Narfi, Cosima. They can block Narfi for free. I guess Cosima just eats a 2/2, but they're making the 2/2 no matter what. If I attack with Kinseekers as well... Yeah, maybe I do just attack with all 3 here. They could have a free block. Yeah, they don't really have any free blocks here, actually. Let's go. Hit them with the things. Yeah, this seems pretty reasonable. All right, Kevlar Man, this is the Mathis for blocker's turn. Crippling Fear has found its the matchup where we'd sideboarded out. Okay, clear their board, which I am totally fine with. We'd Magic to build a dwarf deck in what? Constructed? Limited? And we can just bring Narfi back for free, so I will do that over the Packmate here. In Constructed, I mean, there are very few good dwarves in Constructed, so I mean, you could build a deck. I don't think it would be very good. Which I assume is what you were asking about. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, this card doesn't actually do anything because we're like so far ahead of our opponent on mana, but that's so sad, chat. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Also, our opponent's dead. Our opponent has exactly died, but that's just demoralizing. They got to cast theirs before we could cast ours. Darn it. Yeah, our mana, we should have taken some of the off-color snow duels or something. Our mana is so bad. Historic dwarves. Do you get anything interesting in historic dwarves? I guess, oh, the Kaladesh dwarves, which, okay, Toolcraft Exemplar is a card. Yeah, to be fair, it took us, what? We had to, like, dig 25 cards in the deck to find one of our 4 red sources? So, glad we're not playing Svella after a game like that, but in general, we'll be able to cast Waking the Trolls by then. Also been a long one. We're 2-2? 2-1? Genuinely don't remember. Does sound fun, Cerisium. Sounds like pretty much every aggro deck like it's just going to lose to goblins. But does sound fun. Alright, so turn 3 Cosima on the play. We keep that every single time, no doubt. Questions, do I play Shimmered Veil on one? Or hope to rip... I think I start with Snow Swamp here. If I rip like a blue source, I'm going to really want Shimmered Veil to be on green, and there's 0 chance I'm casting the Omen Keel, because Cosima's just that good. Way down looking pretty clumsy. I don't want to exile Narfi to that. Okay, drew Notvold Recluse, so... Alright, we'll just name blue. Okay, there are definitely ways this draw could turn out to be completely non-functional, but I put a lot of forest in the deck for a reason. Snow Swamp Foretell, okay. So we just need whatever was foretold to not be poison the cup, please. I guess if they poison Cosima, we at least get to cast Way Down. Oh dear. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this one, chat. Nobody forecast that. No, nobody forecast that card in turn 2. I'm sorry. Come on. All right, Priest is adequate. I think I just cast this and I don't bind. Binding this thing's expensive. But it's going to hit me anyway. I feel like you're just supposed to cast Bind. I think it's the 2 toughness creature I can kill with Priest, whereas other things they play might not be 2 toughness creatures I can kill with Priest. I feel like I took like Svella over a Snow Duel or something like that. Struggle for Skemfar. This card's actually better than I thought it was going to be at first. Really key, like, common thing to pick up for snow decks. Okay, sure, big spider comes in. You want to cast some kind of medium creature? Or are you going to hold up Snakeskin Veil, my friend? What's up? Herald! Alright, that basically qualifies as a medium creature. Elvish Warmaster. Well, I don't like that one very much. Okay, bind. Put a voyage counter on. Let's just go with... I think I want to kill this thing and just go with bind Herald, play Notvold Recluse here. I also remember the last time Opcast Elven Warmaster. I'm glad there's not a Reflections of Iara in play yet. Fingers crossed it's not going to be Island Reflections of Lityara. I wonder if this card, how first pickable is this? Is this better than, like, Sorolfi's Packmate or Behold the Multiverse? Okay, well, we discovered how we're going to lose this one, chat. No, Battle Mammoth is beatable. Battle Mammoth is beatable. We got Narfi. I'm gonna put another Voyage counter down, slam Narfi. I mean, if Ramon has any tricks, we're gonna get crushed by Battle Mammoth, I guess. But if we draw a land next turn, we can bring back Cosima and put a bow on it. Oh boy. Don't have a good feeling about what's gonna happen to this Mammoth. Oh. Oh, sweet. We killed it. We killed it. You love to see it. You love to see it. Really surprised they didn't just swing with Recluse there. That is a lot of stuff coming down. And we hit Crippling Fear! Oh, baby, baby! Oh, baby, baby! Alright, somebody had called for Brushwag last time, so I'm going to name Brushwag here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Well, that's also pretty large, to be fair. To be fair, also pretty large. I'm going to bring back Cosima now. Mists of Lityara looking real good. Real good. I think we just throw down Bow and plan to get Narfi back. Now, we're still not actually going to, like, you know, we're far from guaranteed to win the game. But having Mists up is pretty helpful for this turn. We've played through our opponent's Mythic and our opponent's Rare, which is a good sign. Okay. Yeah, we'll just lock this down here. Okay, that did it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. 3 and 2, baby. 3 and 2. That Crippling Fear was well-timed. Well-timed. Okay, was there anything... Have we learned anything about playing this deck? Has anything been terrible? Lityara Seekers has been quite shit, I will say. It's just never going to scry unless we have exactly 2 Priest, pretty much. Or unless the game has gone really long. Do I want to play something instead of that? Like a Broken Wings or something? Frostpeak Yeti. Yeti getting pumped by Narfi is actually reasonably relevant. Let's make this switch. And getting drawn by Augur also matters. Okay, if I can just get a 4 and 3 with this deck, I'm pretty happy. Don't have high hopes for this one. I'm really hoping to hit Diamond with the next draft.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
Ooh, Early Horizon Seeker. Love Early Horizon Seeker. Incredibly happy just to have access to a basic land of my choice. Okay, so I'm going to take Snow Mountain or Snow Mountain, I think. So I guess we technically... Nah, I'll take Snow Swamp. Being able to cast way down early could matter. And we've got Horizon Seeker to fetch out Mountain. Or we could just play Cosima. What if we just played Cosima? How would that be? This could have been a good Omen Guild game if we had played this out on turn 2, but... Yeah, I think unless they kill it, it's going to win the game, and they've got blue and white mana up right now, which is not... gonna kill it. Neither is green mana. Okay. Ooh, cute. Hey, doggo. I'm just playing that, right? Yes, block score and effigy very cleanly. And if it dies to something, we get way down for the troll. Worst case scenario, opponent slams, struggle for Skemfar, fights Packmate with troll. Nope, just Inga. Love that none of their stuff blocks Horizon Seeker cleanly. Ooh, I think I'm just beholding though. Beholding to like set up a bunch of land drops. Am I? Yeah, let's behold and just keep hitting land drops with Kosum out, I think is important. Narfi Snow Forest. I've only got 2 snow lands. Maybe I bought him Narfi keep... I think I just bought him Narfi keep the land drop. I think I'm pretty down just making a lot of land drops right now. Yeah, Cosima just makes that such a strong thing to do. Well, Weed Magic, I mean, Narfi is good. I wouldn't argue with that, but it's not great. It's what, a 4/3? And my opponent has, you know, a decent board of creatures. And I have a bunch of cheap spells in my hand that are all cheaper to cast than Narfi. And Narfi is like 1 more draw until I can find a second island to cast this thing. Or the red and white lands I need to enable this thing. Also keep in mind that all of my lands right now read draw a card on them. So drawing lands is broken at the moment. Second way down. Alright, well, we're not having much luck with these yet. Not much luck. Horizon Seeker still comes in pretty safely. I feel like I'm pretty down to block with Recluse on Troll just to put a way down in my graveyard, to get way down enabled. Hey, Geneticist, yeah, Kaldheim draft is very sick. Very, very fun format. Well done, Wizards. No, Berg Strider. Okay, good. They tapped that thing. Okay, down a kill here. This is on white, so they can't just randomly sack Ingarunize and draw 3 cards. This does trade with Berg Strider, but I've got Missive Yara for it. I would much rather like have way down enabled this turn. Crippling Fear. Okay, Crippling Fear and Ingarunize do not go well together. Noted. So I think I swing with Horizon Seeker. If it dies, I can just kill 2 of their creatures. And I just go for Island? Did I just go for an Island? Path of the World Tree is going to take forever to happen, but I can just slam Marite if I do that. Also, they block with Berg Strider. I guess I could name Human and just leave Inga alive while everything else dies, which is an interesting option. I want to see how they block here. Let's see how they block. No blocks. Okay. So, hit you. And I think we're just going to go and play Marite at this point. Mega Big Wolf. Wait, how many you have 3 voyage counters actually? Wait, I should just put you into play, right? Because you're broken right now. Yeah, I actually just want my 3 cards here. We could have held out for more, but I don't think we had to. don't think we had to. Could also do the Morite copies past the World Tree thing again and go get... I'm still 2 lands short of that, though. I think I'll just make a 5/5 wolf. I'm a little spell flooded. A little spell flooded here, honestly. I think I just discard a Mists of Lit Yara. What we're mostly learning from these games is that Cosima is just broken. Okay, well, this thing is not getting through Cosima. Sorry. Guess it survives all my sweepers now, but we can just kill it with Priest. You know what? I could just exile it again. This feels very silly to do, but I might do it anyway. Yeah, let's send Cosima on another voyage here. How about that? Ooh. Ooh, we are slowly making our way to all the mana we need for stuff, which is real cool. Voyage counter for you. Play out probably... I don't know if I want to play out Augur. I might play Crippling Fear soon. Yeah, drawing 3 off of Inga is pretty sick. That is what I've managed to do so far because I had a deck that had both Inga and Doomscar. And let me tell you, that combo is a pretty good combo. So the thing my opponent could do to beat me, I guess, would be Doomscar. They Doomscar, sweep the board, draw 3 off of Inga, and I might just have trouble getting enough power to kill them. So I do want to watch out for that. This is a game where I'm like very far ahead. But I want to keep an eye out for things that could beat me. They could also just be splashing something like Waking the Trolls. Master Scowl. Does that do anything at this point? Ooh, gets back the little Scarecrow. No, it does not, because we'd have to exile the little Scarecrow. Too bad. We can kill Inga and then cast the spell Crippling Fear. That might be... Well, they have a bunch of 4/4s. So I think we just try to get to work on their 4/4s and just beat them to death with stuff. It seems better. So we'll start with this one. I think we just kill Inga now. Oh, wait. No! Alright, chat. Forgot about my Priest of the Haunted Edge. Forgot about my Priest of the Haunted Edge. Arthur Gorgon, thanks for the follow. Also, Mr. Jara. Sorry I missed you for like an hour there. And Rosedan. Well, that was good. That was great. That was great, chat. We're so good at this game of Magic. This game they call Magic the Gathering. We are very good at it, clearly. Alright, well... You know I love to make things interesting for you all, chat. You know I love to make things interesting for you. Always Inga first. Yeah, I just forgot about Priest of the Haunted Edge. I forgot I counted my creatures too. Yeah. That's a Yara Mirror Lake. That is a bunch of stuff that dies to Crippling Fear, which is fine. So we probably just like crush them anyway because I just get to go way down the Master Scald Crippling Fear named Wolf. but a little embarrassing nonetheless. Got something to say about this? All right, and we will keep Cosima around just in case. Just in case. Sometimes you can just give your opponent 3 extra cards and it doesn't matter too much. Let's hope this is one of those games. World Serpent doesn't save them. Doomscar could do it. We in Magic, don't you dare GG until they've shown us they don't have Doomscar. Don't you dare. Don't do it. Okay, there we go. Now we can GG. Oh, played perfect. Played perfect. Back to where we started before the last draft now. Okay, 4 and 3 is about where I expected this deck to end up. See if we can skate past for another match or two. Without turn 3 Cosima, we have a pretty bad record. Also, we have not gotten to trigger the last part of Waking the Trolls yet, ever. Nubs 1993, what historic deck to play? Check out if you like playing rogues. There are some different sort of flashy, flash-oriented historic decks that people play. Some people try blue-green flash. Some people just play rogues and historic and just try not to run into Uro. Yeah, you can just play rogues and historic. You're going to hit Uro decks sometimes, but you can start getting practice with it. Uro will be banned at some point. All right, keeping this hand, Shimmerdrift Veil sort of being the full-on repair spell. We've got Mist of Lityar for their first creature. Snowfield Sinkhole is nice, getting us closer to having all the colors. All right, so hoping they don't play some kind of could boast card. One thing in Mist of Lityar does not do is stop boast cards. That's fine. Hey, a forest. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we don't have a 3-drop right now, so I'm just going to play this on red. Get set up to cast Waking the Trolls. Yeah, Mono Blue Tempo is playable adjacent's a good way to put it. Play an Augury Raven, why don't you? Just a nice Augury Raven here. Ooh, okay. That can equip vehicles, but does not do anything to equipment. Speed. All right, that's a little scary, little scary. I've got mists for whatever the first thing is that picks this up. Okay, that one's fine. So Crown's scary. We are not being attacked. Okay, opponent missed their land drop, which is pretty pog. All right, we'll save the mists. We'll save the mists. And super down to just keep trading. Opponent missing the land drop with us having Waking the Trolls ready to go is incredible, as long as this card isn't saw it coming. But they probably can't keep a counter spell up this game, with Grizzled Outrider coming down next turn. Sweet. Don't mind that. Okay, still digging for lands. Quakebringer in the graveyard. That's worth noting. Might as well go snow-covered here, I guess. Okay, well, my opponent is in a bit of a pickle here, I think. Yeah, I'm not even gonna thanks. I owe them at least the ability to say nice there. Yes, opponent getting stuck on lands for a bunch of turns and having sort of a... I don't even remember how many... I guess they looked at like 3 or so extra cards this game and couldn't hit their 4th land drop. Ouch. Wait, did they have Behold the Multiverse? When did they foretell that? Because, like, I feel like they must have had this on a turn when they cast an Immersturm Raider, right? Huh. And they missed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, opponent, I get it. Believe it or not, I've even been there. Okay, 3 nices is the nices that you are allotted for this game. I guess Battle of Frost and Fire could get them out of this. Except for that it leaves these 2 creatures alive. So we may be pretty conservative about attacking with these, just in case they have Battle of Frost and Fire, which is the only card that should beat as many trolls as we're about to make. Feels like they might have like Depart the Realm. They're just considering whether they can afford to bounce this. Yeah, Giant Cyclonic Rift is going to be way too slow. Can I cast this and leave up enough snow? I certainly can. Ah, Raven form. Does not deal with sagas, unfortunately. Okay, 1 win off of Diamond. Didn't need Cosima that game, just needed our opponent to do their very best to cast cheap cards and draw a lot of cards, but miss on land drops anyway. Thanks, Weed. I mean, it's not a super... Wow, this looks very good. Not a super advanced strategy in this set to just slam a bunch of multicolored lands and try to hit bombs because the rares are so incredible. But I've been pretty happy with how things have gone. Okay, so easy Snow Mountain off of this. Yeah, it takes some, you know, there are definitely tough choices you have to make, but I don't think it's that much harder to draft this archetype than like the aggro archetypes in the format. Ooh, this thing. Okay, well, think we're just gonna bind you right now, buddy. Cool card, cool card. Opponent had a lot of, I'll say gumption. Opponent had a lot of gumption running this out that early, if they really do have double Snowland this early, and you know, good number of other Snowlands in their deck. Sheesh and Replicating Ring? Opponent, so greedy. Alright, so now we got the question of, am I casting the Omen Keel or am I casting Cosima? Pretty sure the answer is still just... It might just be the Omen Keel. I guess the opponent just plays a 5/5. I feel really dumb about playing the Omen Keel, so I'll go Cosima. This card is... I have found this card to be quite good. Not only is it like great fixing for the 5-color snow deck, but I have seen the ability go off a few times and be relevant when it went off. Because this format gives you a lot of stuff to do with mana. Okay, that is an excellent answer to Cosima and to Waking the Trolls at the same time. Well done, opponent. Well done. Let's jam... I'm going to jam Narfi here just because it's a little smaller than Outrider, but if they want to kill it, it comes back. Waking the Trolls may not accomplish too much if our opponents... There are not a lot of cards that ramp you in lands in this format, but this is one of the few. Wish I had one of these. What's my favorite saga of all time? Weed Magic? Probably the Eldest Reborn. I just thought it was really fun to be able to take something from your graveyard or your opponent's. I like how it was like reasonably powerful but not busted in Standard, reasonably powerful in Cube but not busted. Yeah, Binding made us be a better card. If I hit the land right now, we can get some work done. Serulf's Packmate. Alright, well, we're at least having a nice beatdown game here. We're hitting our opponent harder than they're hitting us. We're drawing cards. We may be able to get ahead on lands, especially with Pilfering Hawk, probably discarding their excess lands. I wonder if I'm supposed to kill the Hawk. Let's see. So I could kill Reaper, I could kill Hawk. The thing is, I kind of want them discarding excess lands. But I think I kill Reaper, actually. Yeah. This can block both of my big creatures. My opponent has shown no capacity to block my other big creatures yet. If that is something that comes down and can block my big creatures, then Waydown's not going to stop it. But there's every chance, given what this format is, that my opponent just slams Cosima or a splashed Starnheim Awakens. Or whatever it's called. Okay. Or it's just a Bergstrider. Can handle a Bergstrider. That one's worse. Don't like that one as much. Please land. Just give me that tasty, tasty land, please. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so are we jamming this or am I just jamming Grizzled Outrider? I was all excited when I saw it, but it's possible I'm just supposed to jam Outrider? No, I should Trolls. Kill off this particular snow source. Trolls is also... Actually, probably should have killed the snow forest so I'd have the option to do Path to the World Tree. I can still do that with any untapped land. But gonna be an interesting game. I don't really have any way to know who's ahead right now. Like, they killed our first bomb, this is our second bomb, and it may not have too much of an impact on the game. We've got a few bombs we could draw. Like, in addition to like any untapped land, use Path to the World Tree, we could hit like Marite of the Frost and just make another Waking the Trolls, which would be very strong. Opponent going to discard a spell so they can play a land? If they discard an untapped land, I get to use Path. Discarded this thing. Yep, okay. So they're just going to keep Waking the Trolls at bay. I still get a Troll if... Okay, hit the untapped land. That's awesome. That's actually really good. Okay. So... certainly just going to activate this, take out the bird. Makes it slightly harder for our opponent to draw land this turn, which could at least give me one troll, and one troll is a good number of trolls. And if they do draw land, that means they're not drawing a spell. So it's... unless they have some crazy bomb, it's hard for this to go too far wrong. What are they? Yes, they bound... Hitting Cosima with Bind the Monsters was... with Binding of the Old Gods was correct. I was thinking if they could have hit this. Okay, they are going to hit that. So Ascendant Spirit's coming out. This one's going to be an interesting challenge to fight, especially with Replicating Ring. That could kill us. That could kill us. We are pressuring our opponent pretty well. We're pressuring them well, but this could kill us. in combination with the ring. This Bergstrider attack seems ambitious. They might be doing it. We'll see. We'll see. We got a troll. We have like multiple large creatures we can deploy here. Priest of the Haunted Edge actually should seal it up. Or not seal it up, but at least stop the Ascendant Spirit from killing us. They can tap it down every upkeep with Icebind Pillar because it's sorcery speed. So they have to use Snow for this. This can be a 2/3. Cannot be bigger than that. So I get an attack in with the Packmate. I think they've got exact access to 4 snow mana. So I'm just going to go with Troll. I've got currently 6 snow mana, so I guess Troll actually is better than Outrider here. So I'll go Troll. Priest, hold up Mists. I guess there was not really a reason to play out this land. I could have held that up. Opponent's going to need something pretty good. But we got like 2 turns to kill them before this thing pumps to be infinity, infinity, and destroys us. Careful, careful tapping. Yeah, that's true, Killerman. That's a good point. Another Bergstrider. That's pretty strong. So are we locking down Troll or Priest? We have chosen to lock down Priest. That might work. I don't know. I don't know how well it's going to work. I think they're going to be like 1 turn short. But it could be very close indeed. Okay. Cerisium, yeah, it's just about creature types, so that does let you skip a few steps. They did not tap the Troll. What on earth? Okay, so they are forced to block Troll here. I'm just going to swing with everything here, I think. Swing with everything, tie up their mana as much as I can. I guess they actually get a free block on the bear with the Spirit. Never mind, this attack was not awesome. Oh no, wait, they're dead to the Troll, right? I didn't miscount my lands, did I? They are now counting. Yeah, this doesn't work. You can block the bear, but you can't block... Don't think I was supposed to attack with the bear. I can save it by locking down the Spirit with Mists. I might do that. Okay, I'll miss the Spirit. And absolutely no reason to hold anything back here. Especially with Narfi, so even if they have like random splash, they can't even cast Doomscar here. Ooh, does that do it? Does that keep them alive until they can get the ring off? Not with Priest. Priest just kills the Spirit and they're dead. Okay. Like, you can get right on out of here, Ascendant Spirit. Goodbye. And yeah, Genesis, they're probably supposed to eat Packmate there instead of trading for the Troll. I don't think it matters in the end. But yeah, we just, we win with damage now, fortunately. That was closer than I was expecting it to be. Very interesting game. Whew. Alright. Well, we proved to be the superior snow deck despite Cosima dying. That was a nice game. Was eating the worm instead of spirit a little better, Keller Man? I mean, there's no actual difference. But they had keep in mind they had a replicating ring, Kevlar Man. They literally had. I mean, if we had, if they had been forced to chump with spirit, then it would have mattered to eat the worm. But we did have them dead. In the abstract, spirit was going to be really scary next turn. Okay, if we get 7 wins with this, I'll be very pleasantly surprised. Did I go to Diamond? I did go to Diamond, right? I just, didn't even pay attention to it. Because that was quite an intense game. But yeah, so Kaldheim is something. I should probably be putting records up when I do drafts, shouldn't I? I don't like doing it for individual decks I'm playing so much, but for draft decks it seems good. Rampant growth, we are 6-2. Ooh, Cosima. This hand could be so strong, chat. This hand could be so strong. I'm gonna try it. We can hit an island or we can hit Path to the World Tree. You've got 7 blue sources counting Path. This could also be a game where the Omen Keel potentially just goes off. Play Swamp so that we don't pause and let them know we've got an Elven Bow. Yes, Necrosis, it's true. But just having the off chance of being able to cast it is quite something. Also, if we lose, we get to draft again, and we are Diamond now, so the loss is free. I will admit that I am somewhat incentivized by the loss being completely free. Ooh, that's a big one. Well, Genesis, I was thinking about the Omen Keel. The Omen Keel's a nice card. Right. We got the 4/4. Story Seeker. Okay, I can kill that one. Snow-covered swamp. Alright. I will be killing the Marshal, I think. Hopefully. Hey, it worked. Very good. And we are a little short on blue mana, but think how good this hand is going to be once we get blue mana. Think how good it will be. Wouldn't it be nice? Huh. Yeah, this is not going to be like that cool game where we got to play mono black and didn't hit green mana until turn 11 or something and still won. I think we're just going to die. Elven Bow is a good counter to the hammer, though. These cards bounce off each other nicely. Just need something to put it on. Come on. Hey! That kind of counts as a card. Just need the opponent's hand to be mostly lands. Hey, that doesn't do a lot. Are we dead? I think we might be dead. Narfi just blocks the mob. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to just be Narfi. But I expect that our opponent will find a way to kill us this game. I wouldn't put it past them to find a way to kill us this game. That's okay. Our mana is horrible. We absolutely deserve to lose at least one game in exactly this fashion. Goodbye. I guess yeah, so they were about to boast and kill it, and then we were dead. All right, nice 6-3. Still better than I was expecting that deck to do, and we got time for one more draft. Yeah, I would still rank that deck about a C+. The mana really, we had a lot of tight games that if the mana had been better would not have been nearly as tight. But I do like drafting this archetype a lot, and will still be kind of looking to go into it if I have any excuse. Doesn't quite mean forcing. I just mean I think it's quite gettable. But there are a lot of other things you can do that are not just like 5-color snow. Like I had a sweet Naya deck earlier that was like sort of taking a lot of the dual lands, but also was just kind of 3 colors and relatively consistent and somewhat aggressive. Okay, so we have a pack with the... So the actual strongest card in the pack is Behold the Multiverse. There are some other things in here that are semi-close, you know. Ice Tunnel, Finn the Fangbearer. I like to Scary Firewalker a lot. But it's just slam Behold. Kaldheim, you think Heist is way stronger than Behold? It is gold. In theory, if you think it's that powerful. But I don't know. What are you trading them? Like you're trading them your Priest of the Edge or whatever? Your Carvel thing? I don't know. I like to be able to stay blue-white or any number of other archetypes here. The stupid 1/3 that makes instant mana, that's fair. Okay, this pack is full of bad stuff. It's kind of between Frostbite and Struggle for Skemfar, I guess. So I prefer green-blue to blue-red in this format, and I think Struggle for Skemfar is pretty excellent. I don't think Snow-Covered Plains really gets there. I mean, Geneticist, do you know what? It's not... The first chapter is definitely not strictly worse than killing a creature, Geneticist. You get to take their creature. There are a lot of bombs in this format, and Trickster God's High stealing them is kind of nice. Like, I'm sure the card is very powerful. I'm just not sure I should take it over Behold. Pick one, pack one. Hey, chat. What do we think? Are we doing this again? I think we're doing it again, chat. I think we're doing it again. Killer how many of the bounce... Oh, you mean bouncing your own creature back. I was going to say I'm not sure how many of those bounce spells get the enchantment back. Just the common one. Yeah, I'm not sure. So what were you thinking at Digigenesis? That you, like, get to kill something, but you also have to give them one of your creatures? Just really, really puzzled. Alright. So, Vega... Huh. This one's interesting. Vega is, like, adding another color to our pile. Though we are likely to be, you know, a many-colored pile anyway. Having Struggle and Behold already is pretty exciting for taking Vega. There are not a ton of, like, Foretell cards that naturally fit into the Snow archetype. But it's basically Vega versus, like, Elven Bow. I think I like Vega enough. Just Windrake draw a card is already very good. That's pretty easy to set up. Like, the bow's nice. The bow is really nice. It's close. I don't know. Anybody have an opinion here? What is Multiverse Demon? Alright, we'll take Vega. We're piling today. We're piling. Okay, Rune of Flight, Snow-Covered Island, Sculptor of Winter. Pretty sure we're sculpting. There is a Snow-Covered Island here, and I'm aware that I'm, like, maybe supposed to take that, but Sculptor just, like, I don't know. We badly missed this card in our last deck. Oh, Multiverse. Behold the Multiverse and Demon Bolt and Packmate. Alright, now we'll take a Snow Forest. Guardian, Mistwalker are fine. I do want to take at least a few Snowlands. Make sure we're getting that part of our deck filled out. No! Someone took a Snowland over a bunch of playable commons. Alright, we could also just be green-red. Waking the Trolls is pretty good for everything, so I'm going to take the best green-red card here, which I think is... I think that's Firewalker over Cavalry. I kind of am in love with Firewalker. Okay, now we got Lindworm, Outrider, Veil. I don't think Run Ashore is very good. I've been unimpressed playing that card so far. I think I like Outrider slightly more than Lindworm. It's a close call.
We need to become Aaron Gertler tonight, chat. That's the goal.
So yeah, opponent. It seems like somebody on our. Somebody's got snow over there, so we are going to try and be gentle with our colors. Maybe we're just green-red, maybe we're splashing for Behold or something. Or we're green-blue, splashing for Waking the Trolls. I mean, the thing about Lindworm Rampant Growth is it's also double green. And yeah, green's likely to be our main color the way we're setting up here, but I don't know. When in doubt, take cheaper cards, especially when you've already got a 6-drop, I think is what I'm doing. So there are like a few different things that make the Lindworm slightly less appealing to me. Okay, so would love a couple more Snowlands. Would love... I don't even remember what there is to table, but I'm basically thinking like plausibly going to be green-red. Wow, Finn the Fangbearer tabled, so did Trickster God's Heist. Wow, okay. Well, we could just take this. We could just take this. But I kind of like Finn. Finn's just a great defensive card. Don't actually think we are necessarily going to be in 5 colors right now, since people are taking our fixing. I will take this Plains. That leaves us nicely open. Oh no, I'm just trying to annoy Kevlar Man now, Necrocissa. I feel like that's my bigger obligation. And Finn's been pretty good. I've had, mostly he just like sits around and is annoying in blocks and gains some virtual life that way. Fights things pretty well. Okay, so nothing in our colors. Not necessarily doing black yet. Story Seeker versus Raven form. I'll take Raven form. We've got a Vega. I don't like Raven form that much, but it works with Vega. Take Jaspera Sentinel. It's a funny explanation, Cover Man. Hey, Kushiro MTG. Sorry I missed you for a minute there, but thank you for the follow. Also, we are transparent, aren't we? We are indeed faintly transparent. Can I change the lighting in a way that makes that work? No, that doesn't help at all. Just turn off the light? Alright, now I am dim, but I'm not transparent, so I think we'll go with that. I was a ghost the whole time. Alright. Hey, alright, well, don't need to make any hard choice spec colors, because we opened a very, very good bomb. Seeka's Chariot is... I don't even know that this is a top 5 rare in the format. It's probably not. But top 10? Question mark? What are the best rares in the format? Starmheim Unleashed by a lot. Cosmos Serpent is right up there. Yeah, Chariot's just like cheap and efficient enough to be top 10 for sure. Goldspan Dragon. Ooh, alright. Kaya. Tybalt. Like, are we Doomscarring? Here, only red card's Waking the Trolls. Doomscar is definitely the strongest card here. This is very devastating and easy to set up. There's also the Trickster God's Heist. Don't forget about the Trickster God's Heist. So it's basically this or like a second struggle for Skemfar. I'm not sure the Doomscar. Ooh, alright. So we gotta be a little bit careful with colors here. There's this thing. Splashes multiple things. But pretty sure it's supposed to be Behold. Oh, this card's really nice. We're not black at all. We have no lands. We have no sense that we're actually going to get lands. Like, pretty sure it's just Behold. The Doomscar was definitely speculative. One of these two. Darn it. No, we just immediately hit the next one when we really wanted that land last time, it turns out. Crush the Weak, Hawk, Vandal, Mire. We really only have Sculptor as far as snow goes. I don't think we're doing snow things. And if we're not doing snow things, am I just taking a third Behold the Multiverse? If I just take a third Behold the Multiverse, that's almost like color fixing, because we're just drawing so many frickin' cards. I also don't hate Notvold Slumber Mound. It's just... Let's try this. See if we can support having just 3 of this thing. Ooh, Shimmerdrift Veil. Yes, please. Liara Mirror Lake, also very powerful, but I really want fixing. It's possible we don't play white, so I think I'd take Veil over Treeline. It is close. I'll go Veil. And Glade Warden is pretty solid playable. Not awesome, a little less powerful than I was expecting going in, but I definitely don't want a second Jaspera Sentinel. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna want to be gentle with colors. I think we're playing either Bant or Teamer, probably. Or just Bant Splash Red. You know, it'll depend on how good our mana looks. Like, I need to at least hit, if not dual lands, I need to get some of the 3-2. Sentinel looks good here, though. I like having a Sentinel in a deck like this. It's obviously a terrible body, but just being able to color fixes. Hello! Hello! Yeah, I think we're likely to be Teamer here. Svella definitely solidifies that, seeming good. And a struggle for Skemfar. I'll gladly keep taking these. Okay, so Depart the Realm, Elderleaf Mentor. Kind of like Depart the Realm. We do not have much in the way of tricks right now, and we are really heavy at 4 mana. And now do I want Mentor or a second copy of Sentinel? This deck has so many freaking Behold the Multiverse, I might just take the second Sentinel. Just ramping these out is really strong. Let me try that. And now, just grab the Growth. Not likely to play it, but it's not awful in these decks. Novel Slumber Mound late is excellent. Okay, this looks like a slightly more chill, disciplined kind of deck than what we were playing before. I'm going to assume we're probably doing Teamer. Wow, Cerizium. So what's that? Mammoth, God. I don't know what the other green mythic would be. Veil, sure. Vorinclex, yeah. Actually, Carfell Hybringer might end up being playable in the deck. Probably not, but we have 3 Behold the Multiverse, which is pretty good. Okay, Path to the World Tree is the kind of card that always stands out to me when I see it. But, I mean, it does fix our mana. I could also just take a Snow Island, which is going to be better with Sculptor of Winter and stuff. Yeah, it's just Path, actually. What am I talking about? I have a Svella. There's a good chance we can get to 5 colors in a given game. And now we just grab Demon Bolt. Thank you. Yeah, actual just not unhappy to play Lay of the Land in this deck. Just do it for the basic, and maybe we never activate it, and that's fine. Icebind Pillar. That's actually tricky. So, this card's a humongous bomb, but we do only have 3 snowlands. Yeah, Colorman, I think they were close. I'll note that I already have a couple of like little reach creatures, so like the random being able to stop a flyer from killing you for a turn thing is not as big a deal. Yeah, I think I might just take Packmate. Just like, I hate the idea of just drawing this and it just happens to be 100% dead, even though this card is much better than Packmate in a vacuum. 4 snow effectively, because of Svella. Oh, it's close, it's close. Alright, we'll take Pillar, We have Path. We'll try it. I think that was still pretty close, but... Okay, so... I don't actually know what I'm taking here. So there's... Outrider doesn't do much. Mirror Lake, probably? So I think we are just Teamer. I think we are not going to be playing these white cards. We'll play a Snow-Covered Plains just because, but... Maybe we'll Splash Vega. We're not playing Doomscar. I think I'd take Mirror Lake over Woodland Chasm here. I guess Woodland Chasm helps with Path. Yeah, I mean, Mirror Lake's really strong, but I'll acknowledge that our best cards are not creatures right now. We've got, like, Essica's Chariot and Waking the Trolls, and, like, Svella is our most impressive permanents. I'll grab Chasm. Okay, so we definitely don't want to completely off-color Snowland, although what else is even in this pack? Freaking Colossal Plow. Third Struggle for Skemfar. Notably, we don't have... Oh, Frostfire Arcanist actually is great. Never mind. I never even look at this card because usually I'm playing weird snow decks that have like no multiples, but between Struggle and Behold, this is actually outstanding. That's easy. An easy choice. Okay. Great. Is that our third or our fourth Trickster God's-Heist? I think it's the third, but one of them wheeled, so it felt like 2. Now I'll just slam Mentor. Little clunky to have a bunch of 4-drops, but... Okay, so Arnie slays the troll or a second Sculptor of Winter? Yeah, that's still just like... A regular fight is just really hard to pull off. We just don't have that much that's big. Like, it's, you know, fighting with one thing and you lose it and then you put 2 counters on another thing is not bad, but I kind of just want another Sculptor. I think with 3 Behold the Multiverse, just ramping is going to be insane for us. Just absolutely busted. And I don't like any of this very much. Axguard Cavalry is not very impressive in our deck. I guess Doomscar Titan's okay. Doomscar for the uncommon at least might be the thing to do. Yeah, we also already have a full-fledged deck. Can I get like one more Snowland? I would love one more Snowland. Okay, Slumber Mound is close enough. Slumber Mound is close enough. Third Struggle for Skemfar. This is going to be an interesting deck to put together. I actually like that too. I don't think we're going to need any more Snowlands, but we'll probably be fine. Yes, Kevlar Man, I suppose you're probably right. But after you steal their first 2 good cards, do they even have any good ones left for you to steal? I promise, Kevlar Man, that I will do my best to draft the blue-black control deck at some point this format. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to actually build. Don't know what it's going to look like exactly. That might even be playable? Who knows? Like, I don't think this card is particularly good, but... I mean, Weight of Magic doesn't have to be busted. You can still build a good version of the deck. And I agree that with Triple Heist, we probably could have built a very good version of this. Like, you don't need to play Snow. You just take all their good creatures and give them your bad creatures. Strategic planning? No, we're not doing that. Thought Thief. Okay, so how are we building this bad boy? So, okay. First question, we ended up with 2 Sculptor of Winter. Is Jaspera Sentinel worth playing? Right, let's see. So, One of the things that makes Mentor somewhat interesting to me is that it works well with Sentinel by giving me sort of a spare critter to throw out and make mana with. It also creates like a decent sized creature and a chump blocker, so it sort of gains a bit of life, which is nice when we're as dirtily as we are. So I don't hate Elderleaf Mentor. I don't necessarily want to play two of them. Geneticist unironically cut the sculptors. The sculptors will be fine. We just need the one snowland. We have effectively 5 of them. And they're also just 2/2s. I'm fine with 2/2s. Carfell Harbinger is not... Like, this can cast Struggle for Skemfar and Behold the Multiverse, which is going to be a good chunk of the cards we actually play. But I'm still probably not supposed to do it. Probably not supposed to do it. Mostly because it's, like, blue and, like, a little harder to cast early. I think I cut Raven Form. Raven Form just not looking that exciting without Vega. Possibly Glade Warden is a little... no, it's fine. We'll throw away Sentinels and turn them into counters or something. So this deck ramps really hard. It draws a bunch of cards. So we probably can cut from like our mediocre creatures. So maybe we cut a Mentor. Firewalker could be a cut. Firewalker could be a cut. Like, we're trying to skip turn 3 a lot. I could also see us cutting Veil. We don't have that many creatures that we're, like, super tied to holding on to. So if we do this, and this is pretty much our allotment of nonsense. And we got Demon Bolt. Maybe I cut to Part the Realm? Like, we actually ended up with plenty of interaction because we got so many struggles. I think I'll cut to Part the Realm. Puts us at 17 lands, seems fine. Do I cut like one of the Sentinels maybe? Cinderheart Giant is expensive. It's double red. Double red's tough. Hey Tammy, how's it going? Alright, I think I cut Cinderheart Giant, and I'm gonna count on destroying my opponents with overwhelming card advantage and not getting that stuff stuck in my hand early. And then land-wise, definitely could at least one mountain, maybe 2 mountains. Add an island. I think I'm on just 1 mountain here. We've got 3 red cards total. We got 2 Jaspera Sentinel, a Path to the World Tree, which can fetch the mountain. We're currently on 5, 6, 7 green sources and only 7 blue sources. Darn, do I have to cut a Slumber Mound? I don't really want to cut a Slumber Mound, but I might have to cut a Slumber Mound. Could also just cut an island. I should just cut an island, right? I actually have no early blue spells. It's just Beholds that I can foretell and cast later. Something like this, giving me 8 green sources. I don't think there's ever a world where I can cut snow-covered plains because we really need these sculptors to function. But it does really, really suck to have a land that casts none of our spells. I guess the nice thing is, even if I hit blue and not green early, I've got 3 Behold the Multiverse. So it's not completely impossible that I just, like, foretell this on 2, cast on 3, hit a green source, cast my Jaspera Sentinel, and then I'm doing fine. I'll try this configuration. We might end up wanting 9 green somehow. Actually, I'm pretty sure I want 9 green somehow. I'll cut a Slumber Mound. It'll be fine. I just need to make sure I have green in every opening hand. Okay, I have no idea. This deck could be great, or it could be kind of slow and clunky. We'll see. We got some good cards. Hey, Beekeeper. Oh, you were rank 1 in Limited. You're already Mythic? That's so many drafts, Beekeeper. That's so many drafts. Or I guess you just 7-0'd a bunch of times. Actually, no, you started in Plat. I guess you were a Mythic last season. You started in Plat. I had to work my way up from Silver. So it took a little longer. Well, congrats for being on number rank 1, and I'm sure you can get it back. Beekeeper. All right, so Beekeeper, you're clearly the master of Kaldheim. What are your thoughts on Kaldheim? Give us your spicy takes if you're willing to reveal them. I'm also coming for you, Beekeeper. This is my Mythic Rank 1 limited season to show folks that I'm not just a one-trick pony. Alright, this is a very good hand. Very, very good hand. I'm going to keep it. And yes, Tammy, you'll get me for sure, I bet. Alright. Seeka's Chariot. If I can just cast this on turn 3, that will probably win me the game. Alright, so I think we go with... Yeah, I'll start with Sculptor here. I will not let on that I have a snow-covered land, just in case that affects my opponent's choice of whether to kill this or not, because I would really prefer they not kill this. If I'd wanted them to kill it, I could have played the Plains and used it as bait, but I just want to cast a Chariot next turn. Grim Draugr. Okay, well, we'll see if that works out for you, opponent. See how that works out for you. Yeah, the fact that you can't even, like, kill this after it comes down, unless you do it at instant speed, because it's not even a creature. Also, Frostfire Arcanist plus Behold the Multiverse and Struggle for Skemfar, so this is going to just get me my choice of, like, removal or card draw when it comes down. This seems very good for us. Alright, Beekeeper, that makes sense. That's a good solid take there. Waking the Trolls. Okay, so... I think I just want to kill the... So I can't struggle the Pretender. Sadly, can't struggle the Pretender here because it means Chariot can't attack. I can struggle the Pretender with a cat. That works. So I think I'm just doing that. It's really sad not to cast Path to World 3 this turn, but... Wait. Oh, I have a wizard? If you control a giant or a wizard. Why does this cost 4? What do I... Are these cat wizards? Chad, is this card bugged? I'm so confused. Oh, it's bugged. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I think we struggle this turn just to get the Chariot attacking in safely. It's like worth an extra 2/2 to do this, which seems very good. Even if it's a little sad we don't get to hit a land drop. Yeah, counting opponent's Changeling would make sense as a bug that we would see. And now it's correct again, so... I don't know. Yeah, it must have been counting the opponent's Changeling because it went back to the right cost as soon as we killed it. Science! We figured it out. Figured it out. I do think our opponent... So our opponent could have, I guess, a Demon Bolt or a Bounce Spell for the Chariot. And to that, I guess I say prove it. So we still can't actually cast this and do anything else. I can just cast this and foretell something. Let's send in with Chariot first. Like, it's also completely possible my opponent can't actually kill this, and we're just getting value forever. So it's definitely not Bounce. It's definitely not Demon Bolt. It appears to be nothing. Maybe it was saw it coming the whole time. Saw it coming? I think we found the secret to the format, chat. I think we found the secret to the format. Starting to lean toward deck may be busted. I mean, not that we're always going to have Chariot on turn 3, but like our ramp seems like pretty consistent. And Frostfire Arcanist is bonkers as well. Oh, the secret is to play a Seeker's Chariot on turn 3, Kawaii 5-0. That's the secret. Alright, so that came down. We get to have a nice, tasty mountain. Could have grabbed another island and played Pillar this turn, but I like the idea of getting Waking the Trolls set up. Potentially for next turn. Cerezium, did your Fursona predate the Magic card? Because if so, that is like Wizards is just reading your mind there. So opponent does have this thing, which I hadn't really been paying attention to before. So if they play a mountain, they can like kill all the cats, but I don't actually care. Okay, this is grim. And I don't mean in the sense of the Draugr. It is looking grim for the opponent. Hello, Porius. So we can just like Icebind Pillar down the Draugr. I can also just cast Waking the Trolls this turn and kill their Frostpire, which is probably going to prompt a concession, so we're going to do that. Porius, those decks are probably the most common decks in the ladder right now. Unless it's turned over to being Naya. So, Gabriel Nassif in particular has been playing an Abzan Yorion deck for a long time. And played it at rank 2 Mythic last season. That was, that felt very good. Very, very good. I wonder if I'm supposed to be playing 18 lands in this deck? Just because I'm playing so many draw spells? I can imagine that being the case. Nassif is on Sultai. Yeah, Sultai seems better to me just because, like, any deck without counterspells in this format is just insanely exploitable. By Ugin and by Genesis Ultimatum and by Emergent Ultimatum, potentially. Okay. Well, this has potential. This has that good old potential. At the very least, we'll play the Chariot before our opponent has hit their 4th turn, which is what happened last time. Mentor also accrues Chariot by itself and produces a token that we can copy, which is super lit. You're gonna be red. Alright, so slower start, it's fine. 3 Behold the Multiverse just means that even with a bunch of mana, we can just chain off. Beskir Shieldmate. Ooh, Struggle for Skemfar. I could do that just to have something to do, but I'm just going to foretell it. Actually, if I foretell it, I can just cast it next turn with the mana off of Sentinel plus a cat. Wow. We can kill like anything next turn because we can animate the Chariot too. Elderfang Disciple, sure thing. Ooh, opponent beaten down. Opponent beating down here. Beware. Beware, we are being beaten down. Alright, so if they hit like a... what do you call it? Like a bound in gold on the Chariot could like slow us down pretty well here. Okay, opponent's current plan seems to be throw a bunch of stuff in front of the Chariot, which I guess is going to work out okay. But that's fine. I guess I go Mentor and then crew the Chariot off of that and attack with Chariot plus cats. Yeah, I think so. They can double block the Chariot, and it's fine. I don't think it's worth trying to hold on a Struggle for Skemfar with my opponent being this conservative. I'll gladly just take my 3 cats, eat 2 of their creatures, play. What could this be? Pump spell? Wings of the Cosmos? Wings of the Cosmos. Okay. That's not bad. Ooh, double not bad. Alright, opponent. Opponent fighting us. But boy, howdy, do we have a lot of good cards in our deck right now. Boy, howdy, we have a lot of stuff going on. So, Behold is insane. We can cast Waking the Trolls if we draw it. Frostfire Arcanist is going to get us another struggle for Skemfar. Any reason to struggle anything right now? I think we just swing with maybe everything but Elderleaf Mentor, because right now Elderleaf Mentor hits harder, trades with Shieldmate anyway. Mestastic, I'm a semi-limited stream right now, and the format is as good as this format is. I'm pretty happy doing that. I think it's just these 3. We'll see. We're in a holding pattern, but our deck just has so much stuff that goes off. We're not even snow is the fun thing. We're just like green ramp with Behold the Multiverse. Okay. And so there's this interesting dynamic against these decks where it's like, do you play out your lands because, you know, of Elderfang Disciple, or do you hold them back because of the Skull Raid or whatever it is? I'm playing it out just because Behold the Multiverse makes drawing, you know, having all your lands out great. Okay, opponent continues to do small ball stuff that I don't care too much about. This has Vigilance. Is not attacking anyway. Okay, do I just go after the Cleric here? I feel like we could go over after the Cleric. I might start holding now. I think I still want to hold this back to be like actual removal against something. Like, if they have some larger creature, I'm really going to want the removal spell. I think I'll swing with 2 cats. Again, keep the Mentor. No, I'll swing with Mentor, too. Sure. I want to keep at least 1 cat around to be a good struggle card. Get the opponent's life total nice and low. I will hold for Skull Raid at this point. Somewhat nervous, though. If opponent just draws a couple fewer lands. Ooh, Great Hall of Starnheim. Svella! Alright, Svella is actually an excellent reason to be hitting land drops, so we'll keep that in mind. I shouldn't have cast that. I should have attacked first. There's no good reason. Oh well. We'll attack now. Actually should be attacking with the 1/1. No reason not to do that. Their cards are more valuable than ours are. I guess they could have a Jarl. It's actually not unlikely they have a Jarl. Okay. So if they can kill something, they'll kill Svella. If they don't kill Svella, we're going to start tapping this to draw Behold the Multiverse and win in a real hurry. They could have something like Doomscar. If they just make an Angel, our life total is really high, and it's not going to be enough. They could also have like Starnheim Unleash and just kill us at any point. Like, or this. Okay, that's... Is that anything? So this could be the Jarl, but I don't really... I guess this really feels like it's the Jarl and they're just trying to trick me into blocking with Sentinel so they can cast it and stop me from using Svella next turn. So I'm gonna take that hit. I'm not gonna be bluffed by you, opponent. Alright, so we're being temporarily stymied. I'm just gonna hang out. Yeah, Trigger's not so bad. I'm definitely playing my lands from my hand now, because if they draw Elderfang Disciple, then I just end up, you know, giving them lands. Okay, now they have a bigger critter. We'll see. Are they swinging with Turgid? No. Okay. Well, how about we bolt the Angels? Starting point. Didn't even hit a Behold. Oh no, Svella. Alright. Worth the trade, worth the trade. Nice 2 for 1. Kind of. Hey, Path to the World Tree. Can I use that right now? I have a plains, so I believe I can. And I'm pretty into doing that, right? I mean, I can do it. I think I just do it. Oh yeah, Turgid gets it. They can have a basic land if they want it, though. Yeah, I can tap my creatures for it. I'm just trying to think if I want to use it now or wait. Like, I don't think there's any real advantage to using it now and giving them more cards they may be able to discard. Like, I think I'd rather draw at the end of their turn, just in case they have a Skull Raid or something. Because Turgid makes it very easy to lose games that look unlosable if you accidentally draw cards too early. Fortunately, the opponent's hand has not turned out that good. I'm still thinking this is a Jarl. Still really thinking this one's a Jarl over here. Okay, so... Cute. Cute, cute, cute. This is where they showed me that just actually are just splashing the World Tree in their deck and they're just going to activate this. Didn't think so. Okay, well, the Flood is real. The Flood is real, but not Fold Snubbermount is going to let me kill Turgid with struggle. No, it's not. No, it's not. All right, we're still having an interesting adventure here, chat, because we are now through 12 of our 17 lands. We got 3 Behold the Multiverse in our deck still, and Awakening the Trolls. We do have our opponent very low on life with a removal spell, though, so they're... I assume we're just Draugering here, getting back, what, a couple of Shieldmates? I guess Shieldmate Battershield? Or... No, it was Elderfang Disciple. Ambitious. You can have an island. They are now 2 colors off of Path to the World Tree. Ooh, that is nice art, Cerisium. Thanks for calling my attention to it. I like it. Oh, they got back a Code Spell Cleric. Are we just going to keep pumping up Turgid? Are we attacking with... Oh, it wasn't even their second spell, right? Alright, we are, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Eventually, we are going to draw a spell of some kind. Opponent is still not able to attack, really. Eventually, we're going to draw a spell of some kind. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Waking the Trolls is going to be very good, at least. We are going to have a good time with Waking the Trolls. Our opponent will get back Waking the Trolls, so we got to watch out for that. This is not quite all of them, but we are very close. We are very close. I guess I just keep playing these out. Opponent can Skull Raid if they want to. Glad they didn't play the Lantern. The Lantern would be scary here. The Lantern would have been... I think the Lantern seems... I mean, it depends on what you have, obviously, but Lantern would have been scary here. Furja! That's also pretty scary. I can't even kill that. Are we going to lose? Are we somehow going to lose the game? Our opponent actually might run out of cards. Oh, I'm definitely supposed to blow up the island. Mine. Okay, can I get something? Icebind Pillar. Alright, that vaguely qualifies as something. I'm still worried about our opponent just running us over, but... Alright, do I struggle the Usher? I don't know if I'm supposed to struggle the Usher. No idea. So, Furja hits us for 2 a turn. We've got the rest of their board kind of handled, sort of. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, we're at 12 cards. Oh, make a troll. I forgot. I literally forgot we even had this on the field. Yeah, we should make a troll. Our opponent is going to get our Not Bold Slumberbound, and it's going to put them 1 color away from having Path to the World Tree, so we got to watch out for that. But yeah, we could have tried to kill Furja. We should have tried to kill Furja. That's dumb. So they're going to get another card here. I just literally even forgot this was on the field. Okay. Okay. Gonna be tricky. They're now down to 9 cards in library. We're at 16 life with a lot of creatures out. We'll see. Okay. Actually, we kill the island, so we're going to be fine. We're not... Furge is not optional, and that is potentially going to be relevant for sure. My turn. Chat. Chat, I think that's all of them, actually. Is that all of them? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, we got one land left in the deck. One land left. Okay, the question is, do I kill Furja? Like, do I kill Furja, or just... I think I do. I think them casting... They can just, like, cast one spell a turn and continue to hit me with it, and it's, like, actual good damage. 2 lands left. I mean, Kevlar Man, I think... Is it reading the... Alright, we're definitely casting this, playing this. Is it reading the Slumber Mound on our opponent's side? The Slumber Mound on our opponent's side might have something to do with that. Because I thought I counted 15, or 16 that had come out. Clarion Spirit, oh god. Oh god, we do have the Jaspera Sentinels. We do have the Jaspera Sentinels. And once we draw Waking the Trolls, we're going to have a great... Oh, are they Rise of the Whatevering back? Getting back Firja plus... something? Stalwart Valkyrie, that makes sense. Okay, we might be in trouble. We've got one land left, though. One land left. I did not think there was any way we could lose this game, but we found the way, which was drawing all of our lands in a row. Hey, a 5/5. That actually isn't that helpful, but it's a start. It's a start. Would love a nice Behold the Multiverse at some point. Our opponent's down to 8 cards in their library. Maybe we shouldn't have killed Furja. I honestly have no idea. And at least if they Turgid's Shadow, we can just sack some tokens. The Multiverse is shy. Oh, it's pretty good. Doesn't want to be beheld. They're still not attacking, chat. Oh my goodness. They should have been much more aggressive this game. They should have been much more aggressive this game. Like, if they just attack me with the Angel, I have to, like, double block with Sentinels or take 3. Yes, we do play a heavy mana deck, but that's both Sculptors, that's all the Sentinels. We are now basically out of things that are not action. And our opponent's still just hanging out. That's another struggle for Skemfar. Do I kill the Valkyrie? I might just kill the Valkyrie. Off of the Troll, I guess? Like, Turgid actually isn't scary. My opponent can't make me sack or discard anything. Yeah, I think I just kill the Angel. And we'll leave the... I don't think it's the Clarion Spirit because we have 2 1/2s with Reach. I don't think the Spirit tokens are going to kill me. I would be unsurprised if our opponent just had Poison the Cup or whatever, but if they're not attacking anyway, I feel like I should just cast the spell. They might also have another Jarl, which would be fine. I've got enough 2/2s. Effectively. 6 cards in library. 5 cards in library. Okay, that one could have been scary. Little late, little late. Guardian, Gladewalker, awesome. Alright, I'm gonna guess give a counter to one of the Reach folks. At least there's no way for Waking the Trolls to actually be the bottom card of our deck because we have so much Scry. So our deck right now is 3 Behold the Multiverse, 1 Struggle for Skemfar, 1 Frostpire Arcanist, 1 Waking the Trolls. Too late for the poll. Too late for the poll, but good question. I'm not really in a polling mood today. I should probably be polling throughout. Actually, I should give people chances to gamble. All right, here. We'll do a little poll. It'll just be the basic who's gonna win poll, but let's give folks a chance to bet their monies. Okay, star prediction. I'm going to say instead of will we win the game, which I think a lot of people are going to think we will because our deck's busted, will we win our next 2 games? So I'll say both of our next 2 games. Only allow 2 minutes for betting. All right, chat. Predictions live. Go ahead. Knock yourselves out. Also, this deck is... I mean, our opponent probably could have beaten us if they just attacked more aggressively. But I kept feeling they were going to have a trick that was going to make Turgid be able to get through, and they kept not having anything. Also, we would have been super dead to that Lantern. Holy cow, we would have been really dead to that Lantern. Although maybe we would have beaten our opponent to death if they didn't have the 5/6. Hard to say, hard to say, hard to say. Hey, what's the news, Rizium? Hey, congratulations. Wow, this hand is very good. I think our deck is actually just broken. Like, I don't think this is quite as broken as the black-white Clarion, like triple Clarion Spirit deck I had, but there is a lot of good stuff going on here. Ooh, we've got a very even bet. That's exciting. So if they can't kill Sculptor of Winter, things are going to get bad fast for them. Ooh, okay, okay. Even if they can kill Sculptor of Winter, things might get bad pretty fast for them. So Cavalry can be frightening. Do I block? No. No, 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 no. Okay, loving that the support cards make people go just a little slower. They need to slow down. So I could just slam Sfella here, but next turn I can go Path to World Tree into Sfella, so I prefer to be a bit more mana efficient than that. This also means that if they play the 4/4, I can actually just block it, which is nice. Okay, Stalwart Valkyrie's tougher. That's going to hit me pretty hard over the next couple turns. Oh, except I got Struggle for Skemfar, so I just go... I think I go Path into Sfella here, and then I struggle next turn. Path gets me white. Oh, I gotta be careful about my mana, though. I can't actually get Path for white and also cast Sfella because I have 1 green this turn. Interesting. Okay, I think because I drew the land, I'm just going to Sfella plus Fortella struggle. Yeah, that seems fine. No attacks now. I don't feel like blocking with Sfella on the cavalry. I'd rather hold back Mentor to do that. Snow-covered mountain. So 2 snowlands for the opponent. Sfella dies. The hilarious thing is that Sfella can still fight the Valkyrie, which I love. So we're pretty safe. Feeling pretty safe. I don't even think I want to path this turn. I think I just want to behold the multiverse. So the board is stable. Stuff we're digging for right now would be like Waking the Trolls, Asika's Chariot. Demon Bolt as a hedge against some giant flyer coming down or something. Speaking of which, this is not bad. You know, we need to find something to handle this. But we do have a couple more Struggle for Skemfar as well. See what we hit off of this before we make these decisions about blocking bottom. Need removal for the Valkyrie. Island. Okay. And a 1/2. 1/2s are fine. Okay, a reach creature is not too bad. So Path of the World Tree. Okay, so Jaspera's Sentinel actually makes this all work pretty well. So we play Path of the World Tree, we get that Plains out. This is on red. Play this, play Sentinel. Foretell Behold, and then next turn I'm able to path off of the mana from Sentinel. Solid. Okay, so opponent needs to kill Sentinel, because I can also tap Svella. If they have Kaya's Onslaught. Definitely going to block because I don't want to die to Kaya's Onslaught. And I can cast Behold the Multiverse off of this. I can also untap the land, that's true. Yeah, might as well untap the land, no reason not to. Okay, so don't have something you can put in the Valkyrie as an equipment, please. That would be ideal. Okay, Frostpire Arcanist gets me a Struggle for Skemfar. I'll take that one. And Svel's a troll, not a giant. Good to know, good to know. Okay, so I think we just path to the World Tree now, so that any pump spells aren't going to ruin our day. They might have some way to save it, but it should be fine. Okay, yeah. That works, that's very good. Slumber Mound. This deck is broken, chat. This deck is super busted. Opponent hit us with the Flyers, which were the thing we were worried about, and I don't think it's going to matter very much. Oh, Frostbite Arcanist. Cheaper with their giant. Cheaper with their giant. Very good, very good. Killer Man, I don't think so, because if they have like Kaya's Onslaught or something for their Sentinel or anything else to save it that they've drawn, that's really bad, right? I mean, not that bad because I'm probably gonna find another way to kill it, but much prefer just to kill it and make their pumps worthless on their turn. Learned my lesson in this format. So yeah, I think this is just. I think I'm going to struggle their Craven Hulk just because it's kind of big. And then slam like Asika's Chariot after that. I can also just slam Pillar, which kind of blocks things out in the same way. Chariot. Yeah, deck list, limited all the way. It's a good format. It's a good format when I open Asika's Chariot, at least. Okay, I guess Run Amok plus Kaya's Onslaught would kill us. We could die to Run Amok. Warhorn Blast ain't gonna do it though, Chief. Whew. So this can't crew the Chariot, right? It cannot crew the Chariot. Just wanted to check that. Deckless Zero, even my Yorion piles. Even my Yorion piles, are you sure? Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright, so that's our first win of the two. No, I get it, Deckless Zero, I get it. I would be happy to see Yorion banned so I could do some other sweet things instead. The thing I'm really focused on trying is something... I haven't built this yet, but I really want to build it. A deck built around Showdown of the Scowls plus See the Truth plus Vadrock. Just drawing 3 cards for 2 mana a bunch of times and seeing if that lets you keep up with Yorion. Although you still need to kill them at some point, which Jeskai is not particularly good at doing. I don't know what the end game is for that deck. I'm very good at drawing cards, chat, but sometimes not as good at winning. Thrun. That name is hard to say. Good luck, Thrun. Alright. This hand is, like, sketchier than the other ones we've kept, but still think it's pretty clean keep. Although I do think maybe we were supposed to be an 18 land deck. Maybe an 18 land deck with one Jaspera Sentinel. Alright, so just gonna foretell here, I think. Definitely feeling the lack of snow mana here. Definitely feeling the lack of snow mana here. I think I just foretell this rather than having to discard a hand size. I was supposed to be hold there. That was stupid. I was definitely supposed to be hold there. It doesn't matter if I discard a hand size if I'm just dying. Guess I'm hoping I rip a land, they tap out, and I get to kill their troll with struggle. So close and yet so far, chat. So close and yet so far. This is how we die. 2 and 1's better than 4, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. There are ways we could pull out of this still. But the troll's really tough. We don't have a clean way to kill this if they just leave up the mana forever. Guess we have Icebind Pillar, but we are way, way, way far away from Icebind Pillar being a card. Okay, in for that. I like seeing that. And just a 2/2. Okay. Can handle a 2/2. I am going to start with Behold the Multiverse here, please. Snow-covered plains. Yep, we'll take that land. Noveled Slumbermount. Alright, I know I'm just going to cast Struggle for Skemfar this turn and kill the troll while I still can, so... We're alive, we're alive. We've got Svella into Sculptor. No, we don't. We don't have enough mana for that, but... We could theoretically survive this. Yara Glade Warden can make this a 4/4. Then we can cast a 5/5. We just need our opponent's hand to be full of, like, uninspiring ground creatures and no, like, removal or anything like that would be ideal. Curious to actually see if they pump it. It is expensive. Oh, we've also got Finn the Fangbearer, which I guess can take care of it. But we are green, a little green screwed here. Transcend, I don't know. I would have to see stats on how good the deck actually is. If it's really bad, people will stop playing it at some point. No, that's so rude. Okay, it's going to be a challenge. I really need another forest. Really need another forest right now. Right now, please. Woodland Chasm. Okay, so I can play... I think it's got to be Finn, because Finn's the only thing I can... Actually, no, it's Grizzled Outrider, right? It's Grizzled Outrider and pray the remaining cards are lands or whatever. Does mean I only have 1 green for next turn, but I think this is still my best shot. Oh, I guess they just pumped the Berserker. What am I doing? Oh, no, they don't have a creature in the graveyard. They used that last turn. Okay. So we are barely holding on. Barely holding on here. This does give them the ability to just, like, make this zombie into a 4/4. It's possible I wasn't supposed to block there because of that. Possible I wasn't supposed to block. Ouch. That's not good. Now I need a green source. Yeah, we're unfortunately dead. They can... Actually, no, wait. They have to tap this to make this a 4/4? So we're still somehow not dead? So I guess I play Finn. And suspend this, and... Okay, still alive somehow. I don't have a good feeling about this game, but we are alive somehow. Definitely not getting a good feeling about this. Okay. Hey, KSNRG, this is not a snow deck, unfortunately. Had it been a snow deck, we'd have had more mana this game, and things might have gone better. And now we're dead, right? We can play 2 creatures at most. Yeah, we can only play 2 creatures, and they have 3 that are all big enough to kill us, so I will scoop here. All right. Prediction was false, chat. Prediction was false. We had the game where we just missed on lands. So it's... Okay. And now I'm going to finish this draft. So I'm going to start the prediction. Are we going to get 7 wins? We are currently 3-1. Because it's a really sweet deck. Want to finish it out. Should be pretty fast games in general. But yeah, that stank. Okay, should we be 18 lands? If we were 18 lands, what would I cut? Like, Sculptor's insane. Insane if we have Snowman. I could cut Guardian Gladewalker. Guardian Gladewalker does not do a ton for us. Why don't we just cut that and add another frickin' forest? Puts us to 10 sources. Could add an island too, but... Alright, try 18 lands. I guess we did flood really hard that other game, but... Nate the Greatest TTV, or Nate the Greatest TV, thanks for the follow. Yes, Rizium, that is accurate. It's not a bad card. I just wanted to add an 18th land to our triple Behold the Multiverse deck. Like, I think we were just pretty much always going to have stuff to do if we're hitting land drops. And if all Beholds aren't in the bottom 10 cards of the deck like they were the match before last. That game would have been so easy too. So easy. But it was also my fault. I should have certainly just cast Behold the Multiverse on turn 3 and, you know, discarding hand sizes, whatever. I just need to hit land drops. So I think the game was winnable, given how close it was with my punt. Yeah, alright. Not thrilling, but we could draw Behold the Multiverse. We can draw any Snowland and be in business. Can draw a Path to the World Tree and be fine. There we go. Again, don't really want to let on that I've got the Snowland. Didn't get frostbited. Lovely. Fearlessly liberated. Okay. Ooh, behold. I feel like this thing is good enough that I don't really want it hanging out and maybe making a token here. I think I'm just going to kill it. It's like not that important to do this, but you know, against decks that have instant speed removal, I just like getting the kills in where I can. And I'll just slam Grizzled Outrider here, just be efficient with mana. And Behold the Multiverse, now just hunting for a red source. Yeah, I may switch lands at some point. I haven't had problems mixing them up, but maybe it's causing a little bit of mental... They're sort of like... I don't know why they slot in by default right now. I guess they're just like the most recently printed lands that I own, except... Wouldn't those be Kaldheim lands? Alright, so... Behold. I believe that's a yes and a yes, in fact. Do I have a default card sleeve yet? Can you set a default card sleeve for like all your decks, including limited? Is that a thing? Because if so, I should definitely do that. I should definitely do that if so. Huh. Well, I should do that. I think my default sleeve would probably be the Eldraine, like the shiny crown sleeve. Either that or Nightmare Moon, because, you know, I'm a man of culture. Okay, opponent, what's up? What are we thinking about over there? I don't think you can kill Grizzled Outrider. Magda. Okay, so not like the mammoth growth or whatever. You thinking of... Oh no, chat. Oh no. Oh, opponent. Oh no, opponent. I was just thinking, I sure hope they don't have a Masked Vandal waiting in hand for me. And, well, that's tough stuff. That's tough stuff. Sorry, Crabclaw. Oh, timing. Timing, chat. I mean, Deckless Zero, I don't know what was in their hand. It's entirely possible that they just had to, like, do some kind of crazy attack with other creatures thing to get through me. But yeah, that's unfortunate for them. Yeah, I don't know, Deckless Zero. Like, maybe they had Magda. It's possible they're planning to attack and then spend a lot of mana on something with the treasure afterwards. Like, maybe they've got a World Serpent they splash in hand. But, neither of us has... We don't really have a way of knowing. Okay, this hand actually, I was going to say it's slow, but it's got Finn in it, so we should be fine. Finn plus Struggle is pretty good. Yeah, there's just not really much reason to speculate. I think you just don't know, have a way of knowing. Okay, Volatile Fjords. If this is a snow deck, I kind of like our chances against snow decks, just because Waking the Trolls plus infinite card draw should be able to go over top of them a lot of the time. Sculptor of Winter, okay. Believe I also sculpt. I don't remember which snowlands I have in my deck. I guess I don't think Path can get me a snow forest. Still think I cast this just because if I happen to draw a snowland, it's excellent. There's not much else that like points at this being bad. They have a good curve we get run over. Our hand looks a little clunky here. But my thinking is next turn, if they don't interfere with us, I just go Path, get the Snow Plains, Foretell, Struggle for Skemfar. Or I get Snow Forest and just cast Finn. Probably Foretell, just because that's more mana efficient for a future turn. Well, then. Alright. That's terrifying. Land? Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh, chat. That's a large dragon. Alright, so we're going to not be doing any splashing right now. We're going to go ahead and grab that Snow Forest and cast Finn, because we need Finn to block the Berserker. If they kill Finn, I can struggle the Berserker next turn. Hopefully. Depends what this Foretold card is. All sorts of things could be terrible for us. Hey, Wally. How goes it? Tense turn. Finn looking super good against the Berserker, though. Really just appreciating Finn right now. Opponent's deck looks very good so far. Hey, Detsy, yeah, I can't play quite as much as you, but we're struggling our way through Diamond 4. I did start in gold, to be fair. Alright, so Dragonkin's not hitting us, which means I get to hit Dragonkin. Please don't kill Finn. Please don't kill Finn. Please don't kill Finn. Pretty please don't kill Finn. Jeez. Come on, opponent. Come on, opponent. What's that all about? That's so much stuff. Okay, so I think we kill Svella? I think I just want to kill Svella here. This card is so good. Opponent is definitely doing it. Their deck looks at least as good as ours, and they were on the play, which is incredibly important. Okay, gotta kill Svella. Can't allow that to go around. We have Frostpire Arcanist to get us another struggle. So we can eventually stop a dragon if it comes to that. Yeah, opponent's just like doing this no value stuff, but just curved out. So these beholds look terrible. Okay, looks like they're just gonna dragon here. Dragon's acceptable. We can find our way through a dragon. Maybe. We took out the bounce spell. So we don't have the most routes through a dragon, but we'll see. Okay, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan? Okay, Jaspera Sentinel can block a dragon for some amount of time. If I Arcanist and they know I can get the fight spell, they're just going to kill Finn, but I don't think I have an option. I think I just need to hope they can't do anything about this. I guess actually I could have cast Jaspera Sentinel that turn too, and then Frostpire Arcanist blocks Wolf, and Finn, doesn't technically need to block this turn. That might have been the kind of play I was supposed to make. And of course, once you see this coming, there are lots of ways to break it up, but I can stall. I can stall the dragon for a bit. Svella, okay. So we'll go for... Huh. Yes, we're going to have to take a couple hits off the dragon, is what it is. Oh wait, Jaspera Sentinel doesn't have haste. What am I doing, chat? What am I doing? I'm doing absolute nonsense here. Alright, Foretell. I'm going to miss a land drop because I could have just cast that this turn. Alright, Foretell. Yeah, that turn was... I for some reason thought this had haste, chat. I'm definitely tilting off about the dragon. Maybe they have nothing. Maybe they've got nothing. Not blocking yet. Yeah, just don't have... We're not good at dealing with 5/5 flyers. I have no counter spells. Waking the Trolls is not going to do anything at this point. Is there anything I can dig up that I haven't thought of yet? Sentinel honestly holds back the dragon for a turn. I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it now. Not hold Slumber Mound doesn't help much. I think we go... We need to find another struggle for Skemfar and have a creature big enough to fight the dragon? This feels like it might just be saw it coming. Don't know. Path of the World Tree could keep us alive for another turn. Actually, do we get to Path next turn? I guess we get to Path next turn. So that's something. We can play this for white, untap it, and then we got Path next turn. Maybe I should have been attacking with Finn this whole time? Kellerman, Finn can kill the dragon, but our opponent's leaving all of their mana untapped. I really don't think struggling for Skemfar is going to be the best move here until I, literally have to do it. Alright, I block dragon here. While the blocking's good. Like, opponent can only sit there not spending their mana for so long. Hopefully? What is my answer to this? Trying to think now whether I ever had a chance to kill the Berserker. I'm not sure I did. Okay, here's the plan. Gain a bit of life and start getting kind of aggressive is my current plan. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to just play Chariot there, because Chariot hits pretty hard too. I don't know, the life basically buys me another turn of getting hit by this dragon. Can start attacking with Finn. I've got Sentinel to block the dragon for a turn. And at some point we'll try to do Struggle for Skemfar, but not yet, not yet. We also got another Struggle for Skemfar, and if I can put down Chariot, then Chariot can struggle, and then Finn can struggle. I don't know, Cerizium, it's a close game. Opponent might just be like flooded all to heck and have nothing. It really feels like they're holding Saw It Coming or something like that. But I don't know exactly what it would be. Agar, okay. Graven Hulk, okay. Alright, so, do I think they can break this up for 2 mana? There actually aren't very many spells that do that. There are not very many spells. I think they're just a teamer deck like we are. They just happen to be playing in a single off-color snowland here. Stroke mostly. Okay, well, let's try it. Whether this works is going to inform the rest of our turn to a very large extent. So, kill the Dargon? Kill the Dargon? Wow. Alright, it worked, chat. It worked. We did it. So I can not Vold. I'm just Charioting this turn for sure. Do I Essica, Chariot. Using Sfella seems pretty worth. I can't believe that just worked though. Like, actually, what the heck? How did we get away with that? We can't keep getting away with it. Maybe Killer Man. I don't know. I was just trying to think like what 2 mana. I guess it would exactly be like the bounce spell. Problem being that if they have the like if they do have the bounce spell, can't they just cast it in response to me slumber mounting? Battle of Frost and Fire would be pretty good with Agar. Be pretty good with Agar. Alright, so they were giving them like some leeway to attack here if they have a trick or something, but I kind of think they just had nothing in their hand the whole time and were holding up a bunch of mana to scare us. I really don't know what's going on. Deathsea, I don't think I would ever be big brain enough to draft 5 copies of Tormentor's Helm in the same deck. I'm not even joking. That deck was a masterpiece. It's probably the best deck I've ever seen in this format. Not most powerful necessarily, but just like you made the most of what you had. All right. Well, we can win pretty easily even if they kill the chariot. So I think I'm just going to try and line up some reasonable blocks here. Shouldn't die to run amok. I guess this means they can bounce the chariot or something. We'll see. I guess if they run amok, Agar deals excess damage. I'm going to get a card. They could still kill us with something. Mammoth Growth. Okay. That's fine. Actually, I was supposed to do the blocks the other way. I was supposed to chump this with Sculptor, so they have more trouble killing Chariot. I think we're still fine at this point. I mean, that sounds pretty good too, Deathsy. I just feel like you can't miss. You can't miss. He doesn't miss, folks. Alright, so we want to get some chip in here. Start hammering our opponent down a bit. This Agar is pretty scary. Maybe I was supposed to be hold first in case I draw Waking the Trolls or something. Maybe actually just foretell and then hold up Slumber Mound? That seems pretty reasonable. Or I can Mentor hold up Slumber Mound? I don't really know. I'm not playing this game very carefully. I'm just like still stressed about that dragon. So, what's the scary stuff? I mean, there are infinite scary rares they could have that would devastate me. Having an instant speed 4/4 in combat's pretty nice, though. Guess we'll go after the... I don't even know. Double block here. I think that seems reasonable. Wait a minute, wait a minute. No. Hold on. This. Yeah, I like the idea of setting up like 3 very good blocks. It's excess damage, but if they kill the 2/2, I keep my 4/4 and I get rid of their Agar. I don't know, I guess they kill the 4/4. I'm not sure what other block. I guess I go 2/2. I'm not sure there's a way I can do this and avoid having a giant be able to deal excess damage to something. I'm trying to play around certain tricks here, like Frostbite in particular is what I'm thinking about. Does that not give them a card? Oh no, they killed the... Yeah, okay, I think our opponent just missed assigning damage manually. Alright, so my goal is now just to win with Waking the Trolls, which is gonna need some land drops to... Oh! Okay. So they really just like straight up never had anything, is the lesson we've learned here. Yeah, they missed their damage assignment there. I guess we're not actually... So we're on 14 cards in deck. We've actually arrived at a relatively even spot, which is kind of funny. Our deck actually has a lot of lands left in it, right? Yeah, quite a few. Quite a few. So what's the biggest this is realistically going to be? Like a 10-10? You can have all the small creatures if you want them. Tammy. Also, Nate or not, thanks for the host. Alright, what did our opponent top deck? Or is this just like an attack of I give up on this game? So we're through 2 Beholds. We've scryed a couple of lands to the bottom, so our deck has a good amount of gas left. Okay. Another one? Beats the hell out of me, chat. Beats the hell out of me. Hey, got there. That was a weird game. Weird game. Huh. Ooh, almost had a diamond 4. Almost had a diamond 4. Tam, you gotta have higher standards for what the happiest moment in your life is. But yeah, there's just something about having ever been in contact with Tammy that promotes incredible talent. Nate or not, this set's incredible. Yeah, I wouldn't be drafting on stream if I wasn't having fun, and I'm definitely having fun. Interesting. Interesting hand. Alright, so because we have one of the tap lands, there's not really a world unless we exactly draw Jespera Sentinel. We're playing the turn 1 Sentinel's worth it. So I'm just going to get my red going. Svella. Alright, do I do Behold or Struggle here? I think it might actually be Struggle. The idea being that turn 3 I play Svella, turn 4 I can like make a Manalith and struggle them. Just in case there's something I want to kill. I guess there's a world where this makes it much harder for me to hit land drops, which could be unfortunate. I don't know. We'll see if they can lock this down. If they have like Bound in Gold, I feel worse about this line, but otherwise, Svella just starting to make mana right away seems pretty strong. No, Svella! I feel silly. Alright, well. So much for Chariot. So much for Chariot. Ah, well. We're not under too much pressure. We got a good hand. We'll be fine. I think it wasn't even Bound in Gold, which would let me play Chariot that turn. Just kind of brutal. And smells like opponents maybe holding up some counter magic over there. Got a little bit counter magic over there, opponent? Well, if you do, there's nothing I can do about it. I do want to hit a land drop if you don't have counter magic. Wow, disdainful stroke. I disdain you, opponent. I disdain you. Do I just struggle this stupid Story Seeker? I honestly am kind of down to do it. But I should do Svella just because this gets less blown out. I mean, my Sentinel could end up bigger, but this gets much less blown out if they have some kind of... A, it gets much less blown out if they have some kind of removal spell or something. B, having Svella be getting the counter means I can use the other struggle with Skemfar with Svella. Anyway, as soon as we draw a 4th land, we play Chariot, and that's going to be pretty strong. As soon as we draw a 4th land, we'll play Chariot, and that will be pretty strong, he said. Sheesh. No attacking with Sentinel here. It's too important to have mana off of this eventually. Hopefully whatever one thing our opponent has is not Starnheim Unleashed, and I can pillar it. We did add the 18th land to this deck, notably. Looks like Run Ashore, perhaps? Bergstrider. That's fine. Ooh, can tap the pillar. We got tapped, chat. We got tapped. Got tapped out. Oof. Come on. Come on, give us some frickin' lands already. What's the matter? What's the matter? Where are our lands? Alright, under a little bit of pressure now. Under a little bit of pressure. If I can just get Chariot down, Chariot's going to help a lot. Vis-a-vis relieving pressure. Or they have Starnheim unleashed and we just die. Okay. Yeah, no getting out from around that one, I don't think. We can kill one angel. Pillar another angel. I'm just going to scoop here. No. The funny thing is, if we had actually just, like, drawn some lands, we might have been able to beat the angels, potentially, with enough struggles. No, I don't think you should have printed Starnheim Unleashed. Maybe they should have. But that card is a little silly. Still, I think we've found that the deck only really loses if it misses land drops. I'm still pretty happy having 18. So if we can just win out here, we'll be Diamond 3. Get those nice gems, and sign off for the night. That's funny, Deckless Zero. All right. Well, the multiverses have not been bad exactly. It's just so frequently we haven't had lands with them. Alright, this works. Turn 1, creature, turn 2, creature, path the world tree gets us somewhere. We'll probably eventually draw one of the spells that works with Frostfire Arcanist. Whenever I see that, I always just assume my opponent's like making a comment. I'm like, what? When did black become an emote? We could have ourselves a turn 3 Chariot hand, though. Could have ourselves a turn 3 Chariot hand. I'm going to hold out hope for that one. If not, Finn at least beats down reasonably well. This card has not been impressive. Just big and clunky and not really in fitting what our decks... Oh, never mind. Who cares? Meow, no, no, but my cat. Oh. I'm so sad. Yeah, they come up behind on the exchange, but they do get a land eventually. Ooh, gonna take that poison, huh? You gotta block Finn eventually, opponent. You gotta block Finn eventually. So I'm gonna fetch out a Snowland, which should be plains here. Getting a little bit set up with our colors. And just slam Pillar? Could foretell the Bolt and plan to cast it next turn. I think I prefer Foretell Bolt. Troll! That is a great one to kill with a Bolt. Really good one to kill with a Bolt here if we can. Hopefully they don't have the snake skin whatever. They do have Pilfering Hawk up. Hey, got him. Got him. And the land. Alright, now we're starting to get somewhere. This Frostbite Arcanist looking hellaciously awkward though, I must say. Still, the cats are going to work. The cats are going to work, as is Finn. And I think it's just Glade Warden. We basically got 6 draws in our deck that turn this into a 2 or a 3 for 1. So we're going to really try and hold out until we hit one of those. poison is ticking. The poison's ticking. And if they ever block Finn, it turns into counters off Glade Warden, which is nice. Deathsy, hey, thanks for resubscribing. That works. Big hype for Deathsy, thank you. You know what, technically it only counts new subscribers because it's unique subscribers, but I will add one for you, Deathsy. I promise I will add one to the total. Get us closer to that co-stream. Really appreciate the support. Wow, okay. Is this only combat damage? This is only combat damage. Okay, opponent had a solid little turn there. No doubt, no doubt. But that's a Behold the Multiverse. That's a Behold the Multiverse. Now we are cooking with some gas. Oh geez, and a gift sub from Cerizium. That'll add to the total. That'll add to the total. Oh, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Kaldheim's a sweet format. Hopefully that is good incentive for everyone. Sculptor of Winter. Love when my opponent's just playing good commons and not good rares. Always helpful. Hopefully it's not a Starnheim Unleashed over there. Is that a Starnheim Unleashed in your support zone, or are you just happy to see me, opponent? Okay, would like a land off of this. Don't really... I want an untapped land. Although this helps me get past the World Tree, I guess that's acceptable. Okay, hit the land. So now we get to go... I'm gonna attack with a cat. Yeah, attack with one cat. Trade with Sculptor. Deal. Oh wait, why did I think this would work? I thought I had a Yara Glade Warden still. My bad. My bad. Still have a healthy life total though. Ooh, opponent getting fancy with this one. I actually really surprised they traded mana there. Like, could they have traded the spider? I feel like it's just better to trade the spider if you're about to cast Behold the Multiverse. Alright, if all my opponent's doing is casting 3/3s and drawing cards, I can handle that. That is okay. Sheesh. That is a lot of lands, but we did put extra ones in the deck, so can't be mad, can't be mad. So we got Path of the World Tree next turn. As usual, our win condition these big stalled up boards is just to hopefully waking the trolls, especially with our opponent having this Hawk going on. I think they'll not going to be hitting as many land drops. But I am nervous about whatever they're digging to. Definitely nervous about what they're digging to, hoping it can be held back with Icespine Pillar. But if it's like a Cosmos Serpent, then that will not be the case. Augury Raven, though. Augury Raven we can hang. We can hold back. That's fine. Looking good, looking good. More of those. Alright, so we're just going to go with... Question is, should I kill the Recluse or should I kill the bird? Maybe I just kill the bird at this point, actually. Yeah, I kind of don't care about the Recluse. I'm just killing the bird. Oh, I forgot to hold up Snow. Oh well, the Raven can be once. It's not that important. I will just... Foretell? I think we foretell. I guess the risk is if my opponent kills Frostpire Arcanist, they've got excellent attacks for one turn, but... I think that's okay. They have 2 removal spells. I dropped to 4. They don't. They didn't even attack. I guess because they're at 9. Right. Sometimes I forget my opponents also have a life total, chat. Sometimes I forget. This is the wrong order. Do I take Mentor? I think I take Mentor. It's just a spell. Spells are good. And they're done. Nice. Nice. Didn't even have to wake the trolls. Okay, one more win. One more win. All the bets will be paid out soon. No trolls required, except for Svella. Svella did a good job as a troll there. This format is super high-powered, though. Goodness, everyone just flinging cards around. Geneticist. That's a good question. Have I done that this draft? Yes, I did it once. They had just... It was the game where they cast the changeling that should have killed the enchantment before I cast Waking the Trolls, and then I killed their land and they scooped immediately. So it went by fast, but I did actually cast the spell one time. I just really haven't been drawing it at all, but I have drawn like turn 3 Chariot multiple times, so I'll take that exchange. That is a fine exchange. Nate or not, the World Tree, I mean... In Constructed, I assume, is what you're talking about. Probably the World Tree is not very good. Mana is so good and so multifaceted in Constructed that playing the World Tree and having to stay tapped Forest, that it basically doesn't really fix your mana, because 6 lands is enough that you should have all your colors anyway. And then the 11 mana win condition requires playing probably some bad cards in your deck. And I think you're more likely to lose to having bad cards in your deck than you are to win by getting to 11 mana safely against your opponent. Interesting. So we've got Sentinel, 3 Forests. Hey, Shade Tree and Switbray, thanks for the follows. So for hands like this, I always think, what can we draw that's good? If we hit Island, Mountain, Sculptor of Winter, I feel like there are enough draws that make this workable. It's possible with Triple Behold I should be more conservative about moles and stuff. But we get to like use our mana to foretell like several times. And then like, because we foretell Demon Bolt, the second we cast a creature we can bolt something. Chariot, cool, cool. In fact, I'm going to foretell the Bolt. No, I'll foretell Behold. We're more likely to be able to actually cast that next turn. Okay, opponent could do some scary stuff though. We'll see what it is. Starnheim Courser. That's not too scary. That's fine. Come on, what are we looking for? Struggle for Skemfar. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. We might actually... I don't know, I guess we could be in an awkward spot if we never draw any more lands and just lose. That was several of the more awkward draws we could have gotten from that spot. Nonetheless, come on, land, 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 land. No! Jesus. Okay. Well, it's going to be a tricky game. Gonna be a tricky game. 18 lands later, Chad. 18 lands later. So we just need any creature, basically. Any creature. Land for Chariot would be amazing. We can kill Braggart. Come on, just any land. Any untapped land. Any untapped land. Any untapped land. Not a tapped land. An untapped land. There we go. Was that so difficult? It wasn't. It really wasn't. So the Starnheim Courser is a concern, but we have a reach creature. We have a reach creature. We might just lose to it, though. We might just lose to it. This might be too slow. No! Stop killing my chariots. Waiting for the counter. Does this target? I didn't think this targeted. Yeah, I'm always just so nervous about Snakeskin Veil in this format. I just love using removal spells when people are tapped out, but we might have had better odds with something else there. Anyway, what do we need to hit now? Struggle for Skemfar? I think... No, it's going to be 2, so I need to keep this untapped. So I think we just slam... Yeah, we're going to need to cast Struggle. We're going to need to cast Struggle on something that can actually take the hit. So I think we just play out... We're going to lose the biggest creature we play, so it should be Mentor this turn. Yeah, this works. So we... Forest... Mentor's dying. We plan to chump with Sentinel and cast Behold. Then we just need to find Struggle for Skemfar. Maybe. Yeah, killing the flyer might have been good. We could have stalled the Braggart for a bit. Braggart still would have been difficult. Dunno. Well, Finn the Fangbearer means that Struggle gets us there if we can hit a land. So do you keep both of these and just hope to rip Struggle? Is there some other thing? I've got another Jespera Sentinel as well. I've got another Jespera Sentinel, so I think I'm probably trying to draw that. But if I miss on Struggle to go with Finn, I can also cast Behold and dig for Sentinel again. I think we bottom this? Yeah, I think we bottom this. Okay, there's the Struggle. So we need to find Jespera Sentinel off of this Behold, I think. Or Elderleaf Mentor doesn't quite get us there, actually. Alright, so we need to Behold into the Sentinel here. That's the way we can stay in this. But we're probably just going to die here. I think it was just the wrong... Yeah, probably the wrong move to not kill the flyer. Ugh. But... Aw, sorry chat, can't pay you out on your bet. Tough one though. We just put the 18th land in the deck and then just, you know, kept a 3-lander and missed for 3 turns. I don't think flying is too strong. I think just not drawing any lands is too strong. So that is one of the best decks I've drafted. I think this is definitely better than some of the 7-win decks I had, but I think 2 of our losses, maybe all 3 of our losses, we just like whiffed on lands and died. Anyway, still fine. We'll eventually work our way through to Mythic. Thanks, Deathsy, for hanging out. I wonder who's streaming right now who could raid, because that's going to close things out for today. Do I have 10 packs I can open? Oh, yeah, 10 packs. Do I have any cards left to get? Sam Black is streaming. All right, we should just raid Sam Black then. Just check. See what's up with that. Yep, Sam Black streaming some draft, it looks like, so we'll go raid Sam. Love raiding Sam.
We need to.
All right, see you later, Deathsy. Diviner, thanks for the follow, and see you later, everybody. Hope you have a good night or morning, wherever you are around the world. And enjoy Sam, who taught me how to draft the 5-color nonsense that you saw on this stream.